Chapter 409. Ah. That's possible. The nearby geniuses from the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace looked weirdly at Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng hadn't put in any effort at the last moment when they were fighting for the treasure and had been hiding at the back. On the Pure Moon spiritual sect's side, only Yi Yanyu, a woman, fought alone, suppressing the entire field. She was not inferior to any man. When Yi Yanyu obtained the treasure, he asked for the life-extending grass. Even the geniuses from the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace couldn't stand such shamelessness. But Zhao Feng was confident and calm, as if he was certain that Yi Yanyu would give it to him. You wish. Yi Yanyu was furious and rolled her eyes at him. When they were splitting the ancient scorpion's corpse, Zhao Feng had put in a lot of effort and she didn't object to the poison sac. In addition, she felt disgusted by the bloody flesh sac. However, the life-returning grass was different. Its value was far from what the giant scorpion's poison sac could compare to. Plus, the life-returning grass was very valuable to anyone. At the critical moment, it was a second life. Plus, Zhao Feng hadn't put in any effort at the critical moment. Yi Yanyu was a bit angry just thinking about it. She was hesitating on whether or not to recommend such a shameless person into the Pure Moon spiritual sect. According to our agreement, you have to help me 3 times. Now count it as 1. Zhao Feng was expressionless. Yi Yanyu paused when she heard this. According to their agreement, there was indeed such a thing. Zhao Feng had already used one of the 3 chances to help. The first time was for Yi Yanyu to protect him. Now, Zhao Feng wanted to use the second chance. The agreement is that I will help you if you need it. The limit is 3 times, but it doesn't include giving it away for no reason. Yi Yanyu smiled. She wasn't a kind person and would let Zhao Feng do whatever he wanted. Zhao Feng was silent for a while before saying through gritted teeth, "You're cheating. Naturally, I can't help you unconditionally and limitlessly. Do you think I'll die just because you tell me to? You want me to give up everything I have, and I have to do it?" Yi Yanyu sneered. Meow, meow. The little thieving cat clapped its paws on Yi Yanyu's shoulder as if it was gloating. Zhao Feng narrowed his eyes. Even though Yi Yanyu had been tricked by him and the little thieving cat, she clearly wasn't a fool. Even though she had promised to help him 3 times, she wouldn't let him off so easily. You're asking for the life-returning grass. Could it be that you want to revive someone important? If you're willing to dissolve the blood contract with the little thieving cat, I can consider it. Yi Yanyu's eyes flickered. Her deduction was 70 to 80% close to the truth. I just owe someone a favor. Zhao Feng turned and walked to the side. Yi Yanyu's rejection was something he had expected. However, Zhao Feng was not in a hurry. He still had 2 backup plans to obtain the life-returning grass. At this time, the geniuses of the 3 factions were still searching for the remaining treasures in the cave. Zhao Feng didn't participate. After an intense battle, the 3 true lord ranks were all injured and their energies were greatly weakened. Yi Yanyu walked out of the cave and needed to find a quiet place to rest. The damage to the soul is so hard to recover. Yi Yanyu sat cross-legged with a pale face. Her injuries were light in the battle with the 2 true lord ranks, but it was mainly the loss of blood essence and the damage to her soul. After all, Qi Gui and the blood-robed youth had both used forbidden techniques and Yi Yanyu had taken them head-on for a long time. While healing, Yi Yanyu ate precious spiritual pills which could quickly recover her yuan qi. However, the recovery of blood essence was slow. And the hardest to recover from was the corrosive damage that Qi Gui had done to her soul when he used the evil spirit ghost eye. The corrosion and damage to the soul can't be quickly healed by ordinary spirit pills and precious treasures. Even if you use the life-returning grass, it'll only heal your injuries and replenish your life force. It won't have much effect on the soul. Zhao Feng said casually. Could it be that you know medicine as well? Yi Yanyu harumphed and released her true lord rank aura, warning Zhao Feng not to do anything. What she meant was that even if she wasn't at her peak, killing Zhao Feng was as easy as flipping her hand. From what I can see, even if you have 1 or 2 pills, you'll need at least half a month to recover from the damage to your soul. There's no guarantee that there won't be any problems in the future. Zhao Feng smiled faintly. Yi Yanyu couldn't help but reveal a look of surprise. Zhao Feng's analysis was the same as reality. This meant that Yi Yanyu needed at least half a month to recover to her peak. Furthermore, there were many fortunes in the Purple Saint ruins that needed to be fought over, including the ruins' treasured palace. Coincidentally, I obtained the Sun Moon Heavenly Bamboo Shoot liquid in the cave. This liquid can cleanse the soul, and can dispel the damage caused by the evil spirit Ghost Eye. If you can get 2 drops of the Solar Lunar Sky Bamboo Shoot liquid, you'll only need 2 or 3 days to recover from the damage and there won't be any problems left. Zhao Feng said with a smile and then didn't say anything else. Solar Lunar Sky Bamboo Shoot liquid. Hearing this, Yi Yanyu's expression changed. She had obviously heard of the effects of the Solar Lunar Sky Bamboo Shoot liquid. It could cleanse the soul and increase mental energy comprehension. Even for someone at the late stages of the True Lord rank, it had a certain effect. More importantly, this liquid could cleanse the soul and heal the damage to the soul. Solar Lunar Sky Bamboo Shoot liquid. Yi Yanyu gritted her teeth. In this situation, she desperately needed this liquid to cleanse the soul. In terms of value, the Solar Lunar Sky Bamboo Shoot liquid was only below the life-returning grass and blood glass fruit. However, after Zhao Feng finished, he didn't say anything else. This was his backup plan and he didn't believe that Yi Yanyu wouldn't agree. However, Yi Yanyu wasn't impatient and didn't ask for a trade immediately. She was worried that Zhao Feng would rip her off again. Zhao Feng ate the second drop of the Solar Lunar Sky Bamboo Shoot liquid in front of Yi Yanyu's eyes and strengthened his mental energy level. The second drop of the Solar Lunar Sky Bamboo Shoot liquid's effect is greatly reduced, but it's still enough to stabilize my mental energy level at the early stages of the True Lord rank. Zhao Feng started to comprehend. While Yi Yanyu was resting, Zhao Feng didn't forget to pay attention to the 2 green bronze ghost corpses in the Black Lotus. The aura of the 2 green bronze ghost corpses became more condensed and the smell of decay became stronger. In the blink of an eye, 2 days had passed. The auras from the 2 ghost corpses weren't much different from the True Lord rank. The earthine poison mushroom's effect had almost disappeared. On the outside, the bronze color of the ghost corpses had been replaced by dark silver lines. Right now, it would be more appropriate to describe these 2 ghost corpses as dark silver poison corpses. Because the earthine poison mushroom was a top-tier ingredient for creating poisons, the 2 ghost corpses already had a strong corpse poison. Even without the giant scorpion's poison sac, the corpse poison from these dark silver ghost corpses is enough to cause great damage to those at the true spirit realm. Zhao Feng couldn't help but look forward to it. His plan of raising ghost corpses was about 60 to 70% complete. Next, Zhao Feng secretly put the giant scorpion's poison sac into the Black Lotus and used his god's spiritual eye to give it to the 2 dark silver ghost corpses. He then added the giant scorpion's poison. With the addition of the giant scorpion's poison sac, the darkness on the 2 ghost corpses was even more obvious than the silver lines. In terms of grade, the 2 dark silver ghost corpses have barely reached the 80% of the True Lord rank, but the corpse poison they have far exceeds their grade. Their true damage is definitely higher than a True Lord rank ghost corpses of the same rank. Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye kept on inspecting. As time passed, these 2 dark silver ghost corpses would be able to reach the True Lord rank with just a bit of nurturing. On the 3rd day of rest, Yi Yanyu finally couldn't take it anymore and came to find Zhao Feng. "Let's trade." Yi Yanyu's heavenly voice sounded from behind. A smile appeared on Zhao Feng's face as he traded 2 drops of Solar Lunar Sky Bamboo Shoot Dew for 2 drops of Elixir of Life. "The Elixir of Life is mine." Zhao Feng placed the 2 drops of liquid from the life-returning grass into the green gourd. After Yi Yanyu obtained the solar lunar sky bamboo shoot dew, her recovery speed would increase by several times. During this time, Zhao Feng wandered around the mysterious canyon in search of treasures. So. The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace happened to pass by. The leading youth Qi Gui's injuries had mostly healed and he saw Zhao Feng and Yi Yanyu from afar. Qi Gui's eyes twinkled as he scanned over Yi Yanyu and Zhao Feng. Even if Yi Yanyu wasn't at her peak, they didn't have the confidence to win. Brother Qi Gui. Brother Mo Gan sent a message and he'll come over to help us. A dark ghostly shadow flashed over. Very good. Brother Mo Gan's strength is even slightly stronger than mine. When he comes, we'll have a 60% chance of defeating Yi Yanyu. At least that blue-haired brat and the cunning thieving cat won't be able to escape. Qi Gui's lips curled into a cruel smile. The strongest true lord rank in the Black Cliff Palace wasn't Qi Gui but another senior brother Mo Gan. Mo Gan was the same as Qi Gui and also led a group of people. Brother Qi Gui, that brat's here. Within the Black Cliff Palace, the girl with the black lotus looked with fear and hatred at a blue-haired youth. The newcomer was Zhao Feng. Everyone, wait up. Zhao Feng calmly flew over and stopped those from the Black Cliff Palace. The expressions of Qi Gui and company became solemn. Rolling black smoke spread across the sky and the aura of a ghost was enough to make normal experts at the true spirit realm suffocate. This brat dares block our path. Is he tired of living? Senior brother Qi Gui, let us make a move and kill him. The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace hated Zhao Feng. Qi Gui's expression dimmed as he stared at Zhao Feng, but he didn't make a move. Zhao Feng's calmness made him suspect there was a trap. Chapter 410. At this point in time, Zhao Feng blocked the group from the Black Cliff Palace by himself with a relaxed expression. Zhe, does this brat want to challenge the entire group from the Black Cliff Palace? The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace laughed mockingly. However, the girl with the black lotus in the group had fear in her eyes and didn't dare underestimate Zhao Feng. Brat, do you want to join the Black Cliff Palace? However, you're indeed a rare genius in the Tao of ghost corpses. I can consider recommending you. A pale white light flashed in Qi Gui's eyes as he licked his lips and glanced at Yi Yanyu who was 2 miles away. At this distance, Qi Gui was confident he could kill Zhao Feng before Yi Yanyu arrived. However, Zhao Feng was calm and didn't show any fear as he faced the Black Cliff Palace. What was even weirder was that Yi Yanyu who was healing didn't seem to care about Zhao Feng's safety. All of this seemed unusual, and it caused Qi Gui to be surprised and bewildered. Did Yi Yanyu not care about Zhao Feng's life or death? The eyes of those from the Black Cliff Palace twinkled but they weren't sure and were worried that it was a trap. In reality, Qi Gui and company's feeling was correct. Yi Yanyu indeed didn't care about Zhao Feng's life or death but was worried that Zhao Feng's death would implicate the little thieving cat. As for Zhao Feng, he didn't fear the Black Cliff Palace. At this moment his mental energy level had reached the early stages of the True Lord rank and he had the dark silver ghost corpse. Normal True Lord ranks weren't his match. Let's make a deal. Zhao Feng's tone was light and casual. Deal? Qi Gui and company were slightly surprised and then revealed a sliver of disdain. Before they could reply, Zhao Feng opened his god's spiritual eye and scanned over them. Shua! The Black Cliff Palace's senses shook and they suddenly appeared in an elegant building. Within the building, Zhao Feng sat on one side while Qi Gui and company sat on the other. Mental energy illusion. Will it directly envelop all of us? This kid's mental illusion technique is pretty good. He's using this method to communicate with us. The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace were slightly surprised and looked at Zhao Feng in a new light. Qi Gui's expression changed slightly. The illusory pavilion that Zhao Feng had created with his mental illusions was more realistic. More importantly, it had silently enveloped all of them. He suddenly understood why Zhao Feng dared to face them alone. Zhao Feng's mental energy level had reached the early stages of the true lord rank and wasn't much weaker than Qi Gui. If he used a mental energy eye bloodline technique, apart from Qi Gui, the other geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace wouldn't be able to block it. Kid, what do you want to trade? What do you have that is enough to trade with me? Qi Gui got straight to the point. At this moment, he no longer dared to underestimate Zhao Feng. Once Zhao Feng and Yi Yanyu truly joined forces, they might be able to kill all of them. Fortunately, he could tell that there was a gap between Zhao Feng and Yi Yanyu, and they did not trust each other. I want the pincer of the giant scorpion, the baleful Yin crystal bone and the 10,000 corpse grass. Zhao Feng named 3 materials. Of the 3, Zhao Feng was sure that the Black Cliff Palace had the pincer of the giant scorpion. When they split the body of the ancient scorpion, the pincer was given to the Black Cliff Palace. As for the baleful Yin crystal bone and 10,000 stone grass, Zhao Feng wasn't sure. The pincer of the giant scorpion is easy. We have 4, so there's no harm in trading one. As for the baleful Yin crystal bone, it can increase the offensive power of ghost corpses and is extremely rare. The 10,000 corpse grass can increase the cultivation of ghost corpses and is only below the earth-Yin poison mushroom. Even if we had these 2 materials, we wouldn't trade them to you. Qi Gui said. He was thinking in his heart, what did Zhao Feng want these things for? Soon. A sharp light flashed in Qi Gui's eyes. The pincer of the giant scorpion comes from the ancient scorpion and is extremely sharp. It comes from the same body as the giant scorpion's poison sac, and when the 2 work together, it can increase the power of the poison. He wants to refine the pincer into the claws and teeth of the ghost corpses and then combine it with the poison. He was indeed worthy of being a true lord rank genius of the Black Cliff Palace and soon found Zhao Feng's thoughts. This was what Zhao Feng was planning to do. Through the pincer, he could increase the sharpness of the claws and teeth of the ghost corpses. More importantly, the poison of the giant scorpion could be used perfectly. The baleful Yin crystal bone can increase the offensive power of the ghost corpses. Only when the attack is increased and the opponent's defense can the poison of the giant scorpion be used. Qi Gui followed his thoughts and continued to speculate. However, although the baleful Yin crystal bone can increase the offensive power of the ghost corpses, their level isn't high enough and can't threaten the true lord rank. Therefore, he wants the 10,000 corpse grass to increase the ghost corpses to the true lord rank. Finally, Qi Gui finished his thoughts and coldly stared at Zhao Feng. Once Zhao Feng's thoughts were successful, his strength would pose a great threat to the 10 true lord ranks. At that time, even Qi Gui would be wary of Zhao Feng. We won't do this trade. Qi Gui rejected decisively. Zhao Feng wasn't surprised. How could Qi Gui increase the enemy's strength for no reason? However, the reason why he found Qi Gui was because he had confidence, even if it wasn't 100%. I'll use 2 materials. If you're willing, we'll trade. If you're not, then forget it. After speaking, 2 materials appeared in Zhao Feng's hand. One was a drop of solar lunar sky bamboo shoot dew and the other was a small piece of sky mark stone. Zhao Feng still had 3 drops of solar lunar sky bamboo shoot dew and only planned to trade one. The sky mark stone was originally one big piece, but Zhao Feng had split it into 3 pieces. He had used 2 small pieces to strengthen the 2 ghost corpses and now only one was left. When these 2 materials were taken out, Qi Gui's expression changed slightly. If I remember correctly, your true lord rank skeleton was split in half when fighting the ancient scorpion and the true lord rank ghost corpse had one of its arms cut off by Yi Yanyu. Has Brother Qi restored them back to their original state? Zhao Feng smiled faintly. Qi Gui's expression was dark and he didn't say anything. Over the past few days, his 2 true Lord rank ghost corpses had barely been restored and had used many top-tier materials. However, they had been damaged and their body and battle power had dropped. Coincidentally, Zhao Feng's Sky Mark Stone could strengthen the bones and body of the ghost corpses. One had to say that the Sky Mark Stone was very attractive to Qigui. If I can get a Sky Mark Stone, not only can my 2 true Lord rank ghost corpses fully recover, they can even strengthen and strengthen. Qigui's heart moved, but he didn't immediately say anything. Hehe, you've used a forbidden technique like the wicked spirit ghost eye and your soul has been corroded by the evil spirits. Just 1 drop of solar lunar sky bamboo shoot dew doesn't seem to have healed. Zhao Feng laughed lightly. This time Qigui's expression changed dramatically. He had paid a big price to use the wicked spirit ghost eye, and using it on Yi Yanyu, who had a higher cultivation, also hurt his soul. Even the genius of the Black Cliff Palace giving him a drop of solar lunar sky bamboo shoot dew wasn't enough to heal him. Even Yi Yanyu, who had a higher mental energy level than him, had only recovered after trading 2 drops of solar lunar sky bamboo shoot dew with Zhao Feng. If you don't trade, then I'll leave. Zhao Feng slowly got up and waved his hand. Shua! Everyone felt as if they were in the air above the mysterious canyon. What happened just now was the first time Zhao Feng had created an illusion that allowed them to talk in secret. Unless one had reached the origin core realm, a third party wouldn't be able to see through it. Wait! Qigui clenched his teeth and called out to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng calmly looked at the group from the Black Cliff Palace. The reason why he brought up the trade was because he had some confidence. Right now Qigui's strength had dropped and he urgently needed the sky marking stone and solar lunar sky bamboo shoot dew. If I can get these 2 items, not only can I recover my strength, I can also strengthen it. Qigui finally made his decision. He took out a large scorpion pincer from his interspatial ring and threw it on the ground. Giant scorpion pincer. Zhao Feng nodded his head. Qigui then told a skinny youth from the Black Cliff Palace to take out a dark silver crystal stone with a pained expression. Deadly Yin crystal stone. Zhao Feng was very satisfied. Only these 2 materials. We don't have the 10,000 corpse grass either. Even if we did, the 2 items you gave us are far from enough. Qigui said in a low tone. He laughed coldly in his heart. Without the 10,000 corpse grass, your ghost corpses won't be able to reach the true Lord rank. No matter how strong the poison is, it won't be able to threaten me. In reality, Qigui and company really didn't have the 10,000 corpse grass. Even if they did, they would have used it on their ghost corpses. Fine. Zhao Feng revealed a reluctant expression. The reason he mentioned the 10,000 corpse grass was to purposefully mislead Qigui and make him think that he wanted it to increase the rank of his ghost corpses. However, Zhao Feng had already used the earthine poison mushroom to increase the rank of his ghost corpses. By misleading Qigui like this, Zhao Feng could hide his background and make the other party underestimate him. From the beginning to the end, he never hoped for the 10,000 corpse grass. It was already very successful to get both the giant scorpion pincer and the deadly Yin crystal bone. For safety, Zhao Feng told Qigui to send 2 peak true mystic rank geniuses to trade with him. After all, on the surface, the Black Cliff Palace had the advantage. This brat's cautious. Qigui nodded his head in agreement. Soon, Zhao Feng got the giant scorpion pincer and the deadly Yin crystal bone, while Qigui also got what he wanted. The 2 probably didn't think that there would be a chance to trade today. The pincers of the giant scorpion will sharpen the claws of the 2 dark silver ghoul corpses, which will help them cut through the enemy's defense and increase their toxicity. The baleful Yin crystal bones will improve the overall attack power of their Tao of Corpse. Zhao Feng was overjoyed at the success. On the Black Cliff Palace's side, Qigui and company had dark expressions and killing intent flashed as they sent off Zhao Feng with their eyes. Senior brother, should we? The skinny youth raised his hand and made a chopping motion. At this moment, Zhao Feng's back was facing the Black Cliff Palace group and they were less than 100 yards away. It could be said that this was the best time to act. This brat's really daring. Is he really not scared of us at all? The pale white flame in Qi Gui's eyes flickered. His face was hazy as he slowly raised his hand. The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace all held their breaths and excitedly licked their lips, waiting for the order to make Zhao Feng bleed and lose everything. Chapter 411. In the air above the canyon. Surging black smoke and ghostly mist suffused and expanded in the sky, rolling ceaselessly. The enormous and ghastly Yin Ghost Chi frightened all living beings in the vicinity, and the area within a circumference of 5 kilometers was deathly silent. Qi Gui was in the middle and a pale white flame danced in his eyes. He slowly raised his hand and his killing intent seemed to materialize. The people from the Black Cliff Palace were cruel and excited as they held their breaths. At this moment, even Yi Yanyu, who was sitting cross-legged and resting 2 miles away, could feel the dense killing intent. Meow meow. The little thieving cat yawned as if it didn't care about the life or death of its previous owner. Little thieving cat, if he dies you will also be affected. Worry appeared on Yi Yanyu's face. Yi Yanyu didn't care about the life or death of Zhao Feng. She was worried that if he died it would affect the little thieving cat who had a blood contract with him. The strength of this connection was related to the distance between them, their cultivation, bloodline grade, soul level, and other factors. However, it was obvious that Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat were very close and there wasn't much of a difference in other aspects. Meow meow. The little thieving cat waved its paw and revealed a cold and resolute expression, saying that even if it was implicated it would kill its previous owner. No. This is too risky. What if Zhao Feng is unwilling to die and decides to control your life and death? Yi Yanyu couldn't bear it and stood up. 2 miles away, as long as Zhao Feng could block for a bit, Yi Yanyu would be able to come and save him. However, Zhao Feng had his back towards the people from the Black Cliff Palace and was still walking slowly. He didn't seem to feel the cold killing intent from the Black Cliff Palace. This brat, does he think I'll save him? Yi Yanyu stomped her foot in anger. Zhao Feng was too close to the people from the Black Cliff Palace. Once Qi Gui and company attacked, Yi Yanyu wouldn't be able to save him in time. However, at this critical moment, what was unexpected was that Qi Gui's hand didn't wave down. A rare hesitation appeared on his face. That's right, Yi Yanyu clearly saw that hesitant and struggling expression. Even the geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace were curious. Senior brother Qi Gui had always been decisive and now they were attacking a brat together. What was there to hesitate about? At this moment, for some reason, Qi Gui's evil spirit I felt uneasy. He cultivated the wicked Tao of ghost corpses, so his mental energy was much stronger than others of the same rank. Adding on his powerful I bloodline, he had an instinctive sense of danger. Qi Gui had always believed in this instinct and it had allowed him to escape several times. Suddenly, a scene appeared in Qi Gui's mind, an eye of heaven appeared in the sky, seeming to exist alongside the heavens and earth as it looked down on everything. In the end, the gaze of the eye of heaven seemed to pierce through his body and into his soul. Qi Gui suddenly shook his head and shuddered. A voice from the Black Cliff Palace sounded, "Senior brother Qi Gui, if you don't make a move, you'll miss the chance." Qi Gui squinted his eyes and saw that Zhao Feng had walked 100 yards away and still had a carefree expression. It was Yi Yanyu who was on the other side who was rushing over angrily. Retreat and prepare to retreat. Qi Gui suddenly made a decision that no one understood. Although the geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace were surprised, they didn't dare go against him and didn't attack Zhao Feng. "Senior brother Qi Gui, that brat's very close to us. Once he attacks, even Yi Yanyu won't be able to save him in time." The skinny youth was puzzled. This brat isn't pretending to be calm. He's not scared of us at all. More importantly, I can't see through him. Qi Gui said solemnly. Of the 10 true lord ranks in the Purple Saint ruins, Qi Gui understood all of them. Even Yi Yanyu, who was extremely powerful, he knew about them. The more he interacted with this youth, the more Qi Gui felt that he was unfathomable. Oftentimes, an unknown enemy was much scarier than an enemy that he knew. Even when Zhao Feng flew a mile away, the geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace didn't attack. I was going to plot against him, but this Qi Gui is quite cautious. Zhao Feng murmured to himself and felt slightly regretful. So, Zhao Feng had purposely left his back to the Black Cliff Palace and gave them a chance to attack. At the same time, Zhao Feng knew that Yi Yanyu wouldn't care about his life or death. At that time, Zhao Feng would be in the middle and could easily make the geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace fight with Yi Yanyu. Once they succeeded, Zhao Feng would have a high chance of teaming up with Yi Yanyu and the little thieving cat to kill half of the geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace and maybe even defeat Qi Gui. After all, Qi Gui's strength had dropped more than Yi Yanyu's. Yi Yanyu had obtained 2 drops of solar lunar sky bamboo shoot dew and her strength had recovered more. With Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat helping, Yi Yanyu had a 50 to 60% chance of killing Qi Gui. Even if they couldn't kill Qi Gui, the spoils of war and resources of the Ghost Corpse Dao would be of great use to Zhao Feng. Unfortunately, Qi Gui had stopped at the critical moment and therefore, Zhao Feng's baiting and killing plan had failed. Why did it fail? Zhao Feng realized that he might have been too calm and scared Qi Gui and company. Or maybe Qi Gui and company were worried about Yi Yanyu and the Pure Moon spiritual sect. Of course, there was also another reason, and that was a certain intuition of his. Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye sometimes had this feeling which allowed him to escape. For example, back in Sun Feather City, when Zhao Feng was attacked by an elder of the Qiu family, he sensed it and made preparations. Soon after, Zhao Feng met up with Yi Yanyu. Yi Yanyu let out a breath and said with a cold expression, "You better not play any tricks and don't even think about working with the Black Cliff Palace." Goddess Ye's words are correct. I was just trading with the Black Cliff Palace and didn't think that these people of the wicked path would have killing intent. Luckily Goddess Yi helped. Zhao Feng said with a smile. In terms of cooperation, he would obviously choose the Pure Moon spiritual sect. This sect was the strongest of the 3 sects and was a righteous sect. It was much safer than the Black Cliff Palace. Yi Yanyu was about to say something when the sound of flying came from afar. So. 8 or 9 figures flew through the air and approached. Amongst them was a true lord rank aura that was stronger than Qi Gui and the blood-robed youth. Could it be that Brother Mo Gon's reinforcements have arrived? The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace were expectant. Joy flashed through Qi Gui's eyes. However, when he released his spiritual sense, his complexion suddenly changed. Retreat. Under Qi Gui's command, he led the group from the Black Cliff Palace to retreat in a sorry state. A while later, 8 or 9 figures of both males and females landed near Yi Yanyu. The one in the lead was an elegant and handsome young man in a silver robe. He had a head of elegant red hair. This youth's cultivation had reached the early stages of the true lord rank and his aura was slightly stronger than Qi Gui and the blood-robed true lord rank. The silver-robed young man's eyes lit up when he saw the elegant and ethereal Yi Yanyu. He smiled happily and said, "Junior Sister Yi, we found some fortuitous encounters over there and rushed over. We came a little late and scared you. I'm enough. The 2 true lord ranks from the Black Cliff Palace and the Moon Demon Palace can't threaten me." Yi Yanyu sat cross-legged and was slightly cold, as if she didn't give the silver-robed youth anything. Zhao Feng could see that this silver-robed true lord rank was one of Yi Yanyu's pursuers. But it was not surprising. How could a pure and elegant woman like Yi Yanyu not have any young talents pursuing her? Ordinary young geniuses did not have the qualifications or courage to do so. There were 2 junior sisters in the crowd who had a good relationship with Yi Yanyu. They walked up to her and chatted intimately. Senior Sister Yi. How did you get hurt? With Senior Sister's strength, apart from Brother Lu, who among the 10 true Lord ranks can suppress Senior Sister. These 2 junior sisters had both reached the peak true mystic rank and were surprised. Yi Yanyu smiled and talked about the fight with Qi Gui and the blood-robed true Lord rank. I really didn't expect that Senior Sister Yi would have such a fortuitous encounter. This canyon still retains some of its ancient appearance. The rare resources here are much better than where we are. There were a few beautiful girls with extraordinary bearings. They chatted intimately as if they were sisters. It was a delightful sight. The Pure Moon spiritual sect male disciples couldn't help but exclaim in their hearts, especially Yi Yenyu's ethereal beauty. However, Yi Yanyu and the others were all beautiful and had high standards. Even the silver-robed true Lord rank didn't dare to interrupt. Zhao Feng didn't care about this. What he was surprised about was the strength of the Pure Moon spiritual sect. Apart from Yi Yanyu and the silver-robed handsome man, over half of the geniuses were at the peak true mystic rank. With Zhao Feng's late-stage true mystic rank cultivation, he was at the bottom of the Pure Moon spiritual sect's group. Junior Sister Yi, who's this brat? The silver-robed handsome man and company finally found a topic to talk about and their gazes landed on Zhao Feng. A cold light flashed in their eyes. Zhao Feng didn't have the aura of the 3 factions on him which made them guess. The geniuses that entered the Purple Saint ruins all had inheritance tokens from the 3 factions. Hee, I guess he's Senior Sister Ye's captive. One of them, a pretty and graceful girl, smiled and flashed to Zhao Feng's side. She examined him up and down, even stroking his dreamy blue hair. Zhao Feng's eyebrows furrowed but he didn't do anything. The strength of the Pure Moon spiritual sect wasn't just a normal level of terrifying. According to what he knew, 5 of the 10 true Lord ranks came from the Pure Moon spiritual sect and the strongest genius also came from the sect. And this cat, it's so cute. Another girl reached out to touch the little thieving cat but was arrogantly dodged by the latter. Junior Sister Yi, what's going on with this person and cat? The silver-robed handsome man's eyes twinkled. Several male disciples looked at Zhao Feng with wariness and enmity. Under the questioning of the group, Yi Yanyu briefly told them about her deal with Zhao Feng. What's there to talk about with a clown like him? Just capture him and interrogate him. The silver-robed handsome man's expression went cold as the aura of the true spirit realm spread and the air was dyed by a silver moonlight. The powerful aura was enough to make normal true spirit realm suffocate. Chapter 412. We'll capture him and interrogate him. The silver-robed man's attitude was strong and his eyes were cold. He gathered his true Lord rank aura and purposely pressured Zhao Feng. Everything within several miles became silent. Brother Yu Luo is right. This person's background is unknown and he might be a spy from the other sections. He's not a genius from the 3 sects but he's able to enter the Purple Saint ruins. We must interrogate him. After hearing the words, a few other male disciples voiced out their agreement. Apart from Yi Yanyu, the silver-robed Yu Luo had the highest status and was the leader of a group. Is this how the Pure Moon spiritual sect treats its guests? I heard from Fairy Yi that the Pure Moon spiritual sect is a righteous sect. I want to join your sect with Fairy Ye's recommendation. But now, let's not talk about it. Zhao Feng revealed a disappointed expression. The silver-robed Yu Luo and company's expressions froze as they looked towards Yi Yanyu. Brother Yu Luo, don't interfere with what happened between me and him. I've found out his background. Yi Yanyu's eyebrows furrowed. She originally didn't want to protect Zhao Feng, but now that Zhao Feng had used her name, she couldn't just ignore him. Yi Yanyu and Zhao Feng had an agreement and if Yu Luo and company interfered, it would mean that they didn't give her face. Sister Yi, since you have an agreement with him, I obviously won't interfere. But for the safety of the disciples, I need to ask about this person's background and how he entered the ruins. The silver-robed Yuluo's expression softened and changed the word question to question. This one has a clear conscience. Ask whatever you want. Zhao Feng casually sat on the ground and purposely moved closer to Yi Yanyu and the other girls. As long as his freedom wasn't restricted and they couldn't attack him, he could ask whatever he wanted. Yuluo's eyebrows furrowed and thought, this brat isn't scared of me at all. With his strength at the true lord rank, under normal situations, normal cultivators at the true spirit realm would respect him. Furthermore, Zhao Feng didn't seem to feel Yuluo's true lord rank aura. Where are you from? How did he enter the Purple Saint ruins? Yuluo went straight to the crux of the problem. I came from the vast and boundless limestone continent. As for how I entered this ruin, it's because a mysterious force suddenly pulled me in. And this cat as well. Zhao Feng's expression and movements were extremely exaggerated and arrogant. Especially when he mentioned the Bluestone continent, he was full of arrogance. Bluestone continent? Continent? What? He said he's from the mainland. The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect were shocked. The mainland, that was a legendary region. Only Yi Yanyu, who was standing aside, had a mocking smile on her face. She already had a certain understanding of Zhao Feng's situation. No. What's the highest level of the sect on the continent that you're on? What's the existence with the highest known cultivation? Yuluo reacted. The strongest is 1 star and the highest seems to be at the origin core realm. Zhao Feng said uncertainly. Ha ha ha. A frog at the bottom of a well dares to call itself a continent. The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect convulsed with laughter. As I thought, you haven't walked out of the limits of your knowledge. Yuluo's face was full of mockery and the disdain in his eyes became even more obvious. What? What do you mean by this? Zhao Feng pretended to not understand. After questioning Qing Xiaoxue of the Wind Snow Pavilion, he realized that the Azure Flower continent he was from wasn't a true continent. At that time, Qing Xiaoxue had also mocked. There are some small islands that call themselves continents but they're all frogs at the bottom of a well. Now he purposely said this because he wanted to confirm more and also to purposely make these people look down on him. Obviously. Zhao Feng's guesses seemed to be true. Hearing Zhao Feng say he came from a continent, the geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect indeed looked down on him. Hee, the strongest sect in the island you're from is only 1 star and the strongest is at the origin core realm. It's obviously not the legendary continent. A girl next to Yi Yanyu found this funny and explained. I don't believe it. I clearly came from a continent and grew up there. Zhao Feng pretended to be crazy and couldn't accept this. The girl jumped up in fright and then smiled, this is normal. Many natives of the small island think they're from a continent due to their limited knowledge. Once you truly enter the fan universe, you'll understand everything. Ha! Stupid brat. Our Pure Moon spiritual sect has at least a dozen small island regions like yours. The group from the Pure Moon spiritual sect laughed. Invisibly, these geniuses felt a sense of superiority, and they looked down on Zhao Feng even more, to the point of ignoring him. This was what Zhao Feng wanted to achieve. If these people didn't feel any threat from him, they wouldn't be wary of him and wouldn't even try to stop him. What's going on? Zhao Feng pretended to be unable to accept it and humbly asked the kind-hearted girl for advice. Hee, the wild continent shattered and turned into billions of specks of dust. Each speck of dust formed an island. Outside the island is the limitless ocean. Even the continent you speak of, or the Tianlu Islands, is just a tiny speck in the limitless ocean. The girl explained. Zhao Feng knew a thing or two about the wild continent and the legends of the ancient battle. In that ancient mythological era, there was only one wild continent between heaven and earth, born from the center of the universe's chaos. In that era, any being on the wild continent was a godlike existence. Peng. Peng. When the words wild continent was mentioned, Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye faintly twitched. Through some dreams, Zhao Feng guessed that the god's spiritual eye came from the wild continent era. The ancient shatters, the ancient gods fall, turning into trillions of specks of dust. The first time he merged with the god's spiritual eye, the voice that appeared in his mind seemed to confirm the current state of the world. Next. With the explanation of the kind-hearted girl, Zhao Feng had a rough understanding of the situation outside and even the Pure Moon spiritual sect. The Pure Moon spiritual sect, Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace all came from the Tianlu Islands. In this archipelago, the three great sects were the three supreme giants. They ruled over hundreds of one-star sections. The geniuses that entered the Purple Saint ruins this time came from the three great sects as well as the elites of the 10 strongest one-star sections. In other words, the forces behind these geniuses were at least on the level of the Scarlet Moon demonic religion, surpassing the 10 great sects of the Azure Flower continent. And the level of the three great sects wasn't just one level higher than the 10 great sects of the Azure Flower continent. In this world, the sects were split into 5 stars and the difference between each star was like heaven and earth. One star higher could be dozens of times or even hundreds of times higher. For example, the Pure Moon spiritual sect and the one-star sects were like master and servant. I'm afraid the Azure Flower continent is like an ant in the eyes of these 2-star sections. Although Zhao Feng had successfully made these people look down on him, he still felt bitter in his heart. If he hadn't entered this inheritance, he probably wouldn't know that he was still a frog at the bottom of a well after living for so many years. Not long later, the silver-robed Yu Luo gave up on asking Zhao Feng, obviously losing interest. The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect sent out a portion to search for treasures in the mysterious canyon while others stayed behind. That's right, Sister Yi. There's an important news that I forgot to tell you. Yu Luo suddenly thought of something. Important news? In this relic, other than the relic treasured palace that I can't be sure of, is there any other information that I think is important? Yi Yanyu said faintly. The ruins treasured palace. Yu Luo's expression turned serious. According to the subordinate disciples, the ruins treasured palace has already appeared. What? The ruins treasured palace has appeared? Yi Yenyu's expression changed and there was even a hint of defeat in her eyes. Ruins treasured palace? Hearing this, Zhao Feng's heart moved. Regarding the ruins treasure palace, when he had interrogated Qing Xiaoxue, he knew a little about it. The ruins treasured palace was the core inheritance of the Purple Saint ruins and it wouldn't appear every time the ruins opened. Only by entering the ruins treasured palace would one be able to obtain the true essence of this inheritance. Compared to it, this mysterious canyon was just a wild flower outside the treasure cave. According to past experience, the ruins treasured palace will only appear once every 10 times the ruins opens. According to the elders, the stronger the talent and bloodline, the higher the chance of the ruins treasured palace appearing. Yi Yenyu's expression was serious. Her beautiful eyes flickered with a hint of unwillingness. Our generation's talents and bloodlines, on the whole, surpass those of the previous generations. The chance of the ruins treasured palace appearing is pretty high. How hateful. Someone actually managed to sneak into the palace of the ancient ruins before us. Some of the geniuses from the Pure Moon spiritual sect gritted their teeth. Who's the person that entered the ruins treasured palace? Which one of the 10 true lord ranks? Could it be Brother Lu or Zhuang Wan, from the Moon Demon Palace? Yi Yanyu didn't want to admit defeat. Nope. Brother Lu and Zhuang Wan, are still in the normal area of the ruins. That person isn't even one of the 10 true lord ranks. Then who is it? Who entered the ruins treasured palace before the 10 true lord ranks? Yi Yanyu was surprised and didn't believe it. This was because the appearance of the ruins treasured palace was often targeted. For example, there was a time when the ruins opened and the geniuses that entered had average talent. But because one of them was suitable for the inheritance of the Purple Saint ruins, the inheritance descended. After confirmation, the person that entered the ruins' treasured palace wasn't one of the 10 true lord ranks. Although that person entered the ruins' treasured palace first, it's not like we don't have a chance. Zhao Feng couldn't help but interject. The ruins' treasured palace only appears once every 10 times the Purple Saint ruins opens, and the chance of it appearing twice is 1%. One of the girls said dejectedly. Ah. Doesn't this mean that we have no fate with the ruins' treasured palace? Zhao Feng didn't expect this. The reason why he joined the Pure Moon spiritual sect was because he wanted the inheritance in the ruins' treasured palace. Chapter 413. That's right. Not just you, even we don't have much of a chance. Yu Luo faintly glanced at Zhao Feng and didn't hide his disdain. He snickered coldly in his heart. The ruins' treasured palace's descent usually had a specific target. Even if one was lucky enough to enter, they wouldn't be able to obtain the inheritance. In his eyes, Zhao Feng was just a country bumpkin, and he wanted to enter the ruins' treasured palace. It could be said that he was a toad trying to eat swan meat. 1% chance is indeed a bit low. Zhao Feng murmured in his heart, but he soon regained his calmness. There were some things that Zhao Feng wouldn't force if he couldn't obtain them. Anyways, he had gained a lot from this trip, and even if he didn't enter the ruins' treasured palace, he would still have good fortune outside the ruins, which was better than normal inheritances. Yi Yenyu's face was full of unwillingness as she bit her teeth. Even if there's only a 1% chance, I won't give up. The crowd fell into a short silence. Everyone had lost their expectations for the ruins' treasured palace apart from Yi Yenyu, who didn't want to admit defeat. Zhao Feng, on the other hand, had a calm and indifferent attitude. Everyone's ready. Yu Luo started to assign people to mine the resources of the mysterious canyon. The mysterious gorge retained some of its original appearance from the ancient era. There were many rare mutated beasts and precious herbs. At the same time, a dark mist entered the mysterious canyon and contained the power of a true lord rank. Brother Mo gone. Ha ha ha. Reinforcements have finally arrived. Qi Gui and company from the Black Cliff Palace revealed joyful expressions as they looked into the sky. Almost 10 figures appeared in the dark mist. They were the reinforcements from the Black Cliff Palace. A young man that was withered like a zombie floated at the center of the black mist in the horizon. His skin was dark and silver in color, and he emitted a gloomy and vicious aura. When looked at abruptly, he was like a gloomy living dead that caused one's hairs to stand on end. Mo gone. That corpse person is also here. The silver-robed Yu Luo's face turned solemn and he revealed a solemn expression. Of the 10 true lord ranks, Mo Gon's ranking was higher than his and could be ranked in the top 5. Apart from Yi Yenyu, no one here was his match. Mo Gon's arrival instantly caused the Black Cliff Palace's strength to soar. 2 true lord ranks are here. This is almost all the strength of the Black Cliff Palace. A faint smile hung on Yi Yenyu's lips. Even though the Black Cliff Palace had reinforcements, the Pure Moon spiritual sect still had the advantage. Zhao Feng floated above the cliff, occasionally using his god's spiritual eye to observe the situation in the mysterious canyon. In the end, the 2 true lord ranks of the Black Cliff Palace, Missouri Gon and Qi Gui, were trying to team up with the blood-robed true lord ranks of the Moon Demon Palace. After all, apart from the Relic Treasure Palace, this mysterious canyon was the richest in resources, far surpassing the other areas. Friends of the Moon Demon Palace, our common enemy is still the Pure Moon spiritual sect. Right now only half of the Pure Moon spiritual sect's strength has arrived. If we don't team up soon. Qi Gui's hoarse voice made the atmosphere solemn. Next to him, Brother Mo Gon's body was like a corpse and there was no expression on his face. However, it was obvious that even someone as strong as him had agreed to team up. Then we'll do as usual. The blood-robed true lord ranks didn't find it strange. Every time the Purple Saint ruins opened, the 2 sects teamed up to have a chance to fight against the Pure Moon spiritual sect. After all, the Pure Moon spiritual sect was a 2.5-star sect. 2 stars and 2.5 stars. Even if it was only half a star, the difference in strength was huge. It was like the difference between the Iron Blood religion and the 10 great clans. If it wasn't for the fact that the Moon Demon Palace was close to 2.5 stars and the Black Cliff Palace was considered strong amongst the 2 stars, only then would they be able to fight against the Pure Moon spiritual sect. On the other side of the canyon. Let's go. Yu Luo organized his men and started searching the area near where Yi Yanyu was resting and harvesting precious materials and treasures. Yi Yanyu still needed to rest for 2 days before she could recover, but if there was an emergency she would help her fellow disciples. Goddess Yi. Your cultivation is high and you're unrivaled in the ruins. You don't need me to protect you, right? Zhao Feng took the chance and suggested to go alone. According to the agreement, Zhao Feng couldn't leave Yi Yanyu's range. Since the ruins' treasured palace couldn't appear again, Zhao Feng already had the thought of going alone. However, he was rejected by Yi Yanyu. If you want to go, you must be with me or brother Yu Luo. Yi Yanyu's eyes flashed coldly and she was slightly wary of Zhao Feng. She knew more about Zhao Feng's strength, unlike Yu Luo and company who completely ignored Zhao Feng. Yi Yanyu's wariness made Zhao Feng's plan to go alone put on hold. There's no rush. Zhao Feng's heart was clear as he sat cross-legged in a cave 2 miles away. While Yi Yanyu was recuperating, he seized the time to carry out the final strengthening of the 2 dark silver poison corpses in his hands. Giant scorpion pincer, baleful Yin crystal bone. Zhao Feng took out these 2 ingredients. The first step. He first used the baleful Yin crystal bone to strengthen the dark silver ghost corpses. Half a day later. The baleful Yin crystal bone was crushed by Zhao Feng into powder and merged into the 2 dark silver ghost corpses. Zhao Feng looked closely and saw that the surface of the 2 corpses had a dark silver glow. It wasn't as rough as the previous one and had a more exquisite feeling. And, the cultivation, toughness and attack of the corpses have all been slightly increased. He nodded his head in satisfaction. Next. Zhao Feng used the giant scorpion pincer as the raw material and added it to the claws and teeth of the dark silver ghost corpses. The entire process was done in the Black Lotus and was controlled by the god's spiritual eye. However, Zhao Feng had to be careful in case these 2 trump cards were exposed. As Zhao Feng explored, he also needed to study the contents of the 6 ghost corpse controlling secret technique. The 6 ghost corpse manipulation mystic technique was worthy of being a top-notch spirit rank cultivation technique. It surpassed the lightning inheritance and the mystic flower treasured book. Even though it was only the first half, it contained all sorts of evil ghost corpse techniques. It was especially deep into the major foundational techniques. In the blink of an eye, 2 days had passed. Zhao Feng's 2 dark silver ghost corpses were now equipped to the claws and teeth. The claws and teeth of the ghost corpses were made from the giant scorpion pincer and their sharpness was greatly increased. They also contained the poison of the giant scorpion and the earthine poison mushroom. In terms of offense, my 2 ghost corpses aren't much weaker than Qi Gui's 2 true lord rank ghost corpses. If I add the poison of the giant scorpion, their damage will be even more terrifying. Zhao Feng was satisfied. Up to this point, his plan to raise ghost corpses had succeeded. When Zhao Feng came out of seclusion, he found that the situation had changed. The Moon Demon Palace had a late-stage true lord rank prodigy, Zhuangwan Zhuangwan was the same as Yi Yanyu, ranked in the top 3 of the 10 true lord ranks. That demoness, she actually came as well. At this moment, Yi Yanyu had just come out of seclusion and found Zhuangwan She was very happy with the situation. Zhao Feng was obviously happy to see this. The more chaotic the situation was, the more chances he had. Let's go together. Yi Yanyu snickered coldly and took Zhao Feng to explore the mysterious canyon. At this moment in time, many places in the depths of the mysterious canyon had been dug up. Especially the giant scorpion cave from before, which had been turned upside down. Sister Yi. In the middle of the canyon there's a towering tree Yao whose battle power is close to the origin core realm. The Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace are teaming up and trying to attack. The Pure Moon spiritual sect sent a message. Towering Tree Yao. The Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace dare to attack a monster of this level? Yi Yenyu's face was filled with surprise. There were some terrifying beasts in the Purple Saint ruins that even true lord ranks might die if they encountered them. The towering tree Yao was one of the terrifying existences in the mysterious canyon. The geniuses of the three sects had also found the towering tree Yao, but its terrifying aura made them not dare to get close. Towering tree Yao. Zhao Feng's heart jumped. His god's spiritual eye had obviously found this terrifying existence long ago. In reality, there were at least 3 or 4 such existences in the mysterious canyon. The ancient scorpion was one of them and it was the weakest of the 4. If it wasn't for the fact that the ancient scorpion was guarding the cave, even the 3 true lord ranks wouldn't be able to win. The towering tree Yao is ranked 2nd in the mysterious canyon and its battle power is comparable to the origin core realm. The one ranked 1st is sleeping underground and no one knows about it apart from me. Zhao Feng was also surprised. In the depths of the forest in the gorge, there was an enormous tree that towered into the sky. It was 300 meters tall, and its branches and leaves were luxuriant. After experiencing the nourishment of heaven and earth essence energy for several tens of thousands of years, it had already transformed into a demon. Its bark, trunk, branches, and leaves were impervious to fire and water, and even divine weapons were difficult to injure. The towering tree Yao let out a low roar and a wave of green air swept across a radius of 4 to 5 miles. Normal true spirit realm cultivators would probably tremble in front of this. At the same time, roots as thick as buckets shook the ground and occasionally caused earthquakes. Zhao Feng saw that the wave of green air contained a weird power that could corrode flesh and blood. Within a 5-mile radius, there were piles of white bones and corpses. The corrosive power didn't harm the nearby vegetation and instead had a nourishing effect. The power of wood. Zhao Feng's pupils contracted. His lightning inheritance had finally met its nemesis. The power of lightning was extremely destructive and countered most skills in the world, especially those of the wicked Tao. However, there was no such thing as an invincible power. For example, the power of wood from the towering tree Yao countered the power of lightning. Luckily, Zhao Feng didn't specialize in the Tao of lightning and instead focused on the Tao of the soul. Goddess Yi, why do we have to offend this towering tree Yao? What's in it for us? Zhao Feng wanted to retreat. The towering tree Yao's body is comparable to the origin core realm and once it's killed, its entire body is a treasure that's 10 times more valuable than the ancient scorpion. The tree Yao's body has already formed the with spirit essence soul, which can strengthen the soul. It's beneficial for sovereigns to comprehend the void god realm and for us at the true spirit realm, it has a huge effect. Moreover, the tree demon essence fruit that the tree demon bears contains the essence of life and the essence of heaven and earth. It has the effect of being reborn and reborn. It can save lives in times of crisis, and it can also greatly increase one's cultivation like the blood glass fruit. Moreover, the medicinal effects of the spirit fruit are easier to absorb. What a terrifying giant tree Yao. Normal true human ranks would probably die before they even get close. Zhao Feng realized that he had still underestimated the terror of the towering tree demon. Buzz! Zhao Feng took out the 3-flowered treasured lotus and stood on it as he soared into the sky. Zhao Feng discovered that the 3-flowered treasured lotus was more resistant to the faint green aura. So, the 3-flowered treasured lotus was mostly made from plants, which was why it could release 3 powerful fragrances. Therefore, the three-flowered treasured lotus had a strong resistance towards the aura of plants, and it was even nourished, to a certain degree. Yi Yanyu looked at it with surprise. She easily dealt with the faint green aura without the help of anything. The surface of her body was suffused with a layer of lustrous moonlight, quiet and elegant, like a fairy under the moon, pure and holy, causing others to feel ashamed of their inferiority. The poisonous aura of plants was purified by the moonlight as soon as it got close to Yi Yanyu. No wonder she's at the late-stage True Lord rank. Zhao Feng sighed in his heart. The difference in mental energy level between him and Yi Yanyu wasn't big, but the difference in cultivation was huge. Therefore, Yi Yanyu easily entered the forbidden area of the towering tree Yao without the help of anything. Everyone be careful. Don't get too close to the branches of the towering tree Yao. Let the ghost corpses attract the towering tree Yao's attention. Don't land on the ground. Moon Demon Palace. Use the power of the Tao of blood to erode the roots of the towering tree Yao. When Yi Yanyu and Zhao Feng arrived, the Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace were preparing to deal with the towering tree Yao. Everything within a mile radius was within the attack range of the towering tree Yao, and there were already 4 or 5 corpses on the ground. Sister Yi, you're finally here. Yu Luo and company from the Pure Moon spiritual sect came to meet up with Yi Yanyu. Yu Luo's eyebrows furrowed when he saw Zhao Feng and murmured, "Why did you bring this burden?" The 2 True Lord ranks and 7 or 8 disciples of the Pure Moon spiritual sect gathered together. Their arrival obviously caught the attention of the Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace, and they hadn't attacked yet. Sister Yi, the Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace tried to attack once but failed. A female disciple explained what had happened. Zhao Feng listened as he opened his god's spiritual eye to see the situation of the towering tree Yao. Firstly, the roots of the towering tree Yao were very developed and everything within several miles was within its attack range. Therefore, no one could stand near the ground or else they would be caught by the roots and become fertilizer for the towering tree Yao. Secondly, they couldn't get too close to the towering tree Yao. The branches of the towering tree Yao were thick and powerful. If they were hit head-on, even True Lord ranks would most likely die unless they focused on body strengthening. The Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace decided to fight in the air. The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace created a ghost mist and all the participating geniuses floated in the ghost mist to cover themselves and attack the towering tree Yao. Yi Yanyu, you've come at the right time. Only if the 3 of us work together will we have a chance of defeating the towering tree Yao. The voice of a young girl that was soft and charming to the bone sounded like it had come from a dream, reverberating thousands of times. The hearts of some of the male disciples were dazed. This voice seemed to be able to make one forget everything. On the side of the Moon Demon Palace floated a beautiful girl with a dark crescent moon mark on her forehead. Her purple hair blew in the wind like a fairy. The young girl wore a light red dress that revealed a pair of snow-white and delicate legs that were tender like jade, and her warm red and translucent shoulders were half exposed to the air. She was so sexy and generous, and every frown and smile of hers was filled with a type of lethal charm. She was like a lotus in a valley that bloomed with a mysterious beauty. Such a young woman could be said to be a peerless beauty, yet she revealed a mysterious, evil, and unconventional aura. So, it was very easy for others to call her a witch or witch. Zhao Feng didn't need to ask to know that this girl was the #1 genius of the Moon Demon Palace, Zhuangwan. Furthermore, she didn't cultivate the blood moon demonic Tao but the pure power of the Moon Demon. Her power of the Moon Demon and Yi Yanyu's power of the pure moon countered each other. The auras of the 2 were also opposite. At this point in time, Zhuangwan's words contained a mysterious mental energy power that pulled at the hearts of others. This was especially so for the male disciples who fell into a dream. Most of the people from the Pure Moon spiritual sect were hit and even Yu Luo at the True Lord rank was dazed for a moment. Humph, Yi Yanyu let out a cold snort. Her clear and melodious voice broke that strange mental magic. Some of the male disciples seemed to wake up from a dream and their faces went red. Zhuang Wan's voice, posture, and every frown and smile contained an indescribable mental energy power. It wasn't just simple seduction. In that instant, everyone's desires were drawn out. Even Yu Luo at the true lord rank was affected. From this, one could see how strong Zhuang Wan was. Only Yi Yanyu and Zhao Feng weren't affected. Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan were on the same level, so it was normal that they weren't affected. However, Zhao Feng wasn't affected at all. His face was expressionless and wooden, as if no matter how beautiful she was just a pile of white bones. Chapter 4:15. Zhao Feng stood there silently, but he could feel Yu Luo's killing intent and enmity. He helplessly shook his head. It could be said that he didn't do anything and didn't even say a word to avoid being related to Zhuang Wan. Even then, he was still hated by others, and it was against a true lord rank expert. He was innocent enough. Of course, Zhao Feng didn't mind. Yu Luo didn't put Zhao Feng in his eyes, but when had Zhao Feng ever put him in his eyes? Right at this moment. Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan, the two true lord ranks, started to discuss how to deal with the towering tree Yao. A total of 6 true lord ranks. That's strong enough. The 13 countries don't even have a single true lord rank. Zhao Feng sighed in his heart. Of the 10 true lord ranks, 6 had arrived and 2 of the top 3 had come to discuss how to deal with the towering tree Yao. Zhao Feng didn't have any interest in talking about strategy. He only wanted to fish in troubled waters and be satisfied with a tree demon essence fruit. Not long after, the geniuses of the 3 sects came to an agreement and started to attack the towering tree Yao. The towering tree demon let out a deep and frightening howl as it waved its thick branches. Green poisonous gas once again swept out like raging waves, creating a magnificent scene. Not only that. In the vicinity of the towering tree demon, sand and pebbles flew everywhere as a violent wind blew. The powerful storm could easily destroy houses and palaces. Not good. Everyone hold on. In the air, the black mist created by the Black Cliff Palace was pushed back by the wind and sand. Some zombies and skeletons were turned to dust before they even got close to 100 yards from the towering tree Yao. Those below the true spirit realm couldn't even block the shockwave of the towering tree Yao's attacks and could only be used as cannon fodder. Crack! With a wave of the towering tree Yao's branches, more than a dozen zombies and skeletons were shattered, including a few at the true spirit realm. The branches of the towering tree Yao were like pillars to humans, and each wave contained at least 1,000,000 pounds of force. Even the 6 true lord ranks were careful and wary of the towering tree Yao's branches. Every time the tree Yao's branch waved, the wind would howl and shake one's eardrums. Just the wind alone could make normal true spirit realms suffocate. The towering tree fiend's combat prowess is stronger than expected. No one under the primal core realm can face it head-on. Zhao Feng floated in the air, standing on the 3-flowered treasured lotus. His position just happened to be out of the attack range of the towering tree demon's branches, and the roots near the ground couldn't possibly entangle him. Not long ago. At most, they could only break some of the outer branches of the towering tree demon. Those branches were like the hair of the towering tree demon, they were insignificant. Ding, ding, bang, the 2 girls tried to attack the slightly larger branches, but they only left some insignificant marks on the branches that were like pillars that could support the sky. Ding ding ding. Zhao Feng pulled the Luoho bow from afar and the arrows of lightning hit the branches of the towering tree Yao, but there was no reaction. Chio chio chio. The 3 Luoho arrows returned and Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye saw that there was a small mark the size of a pinky on the branches of the towering tree Yao. See. Zhao Feng couldn't help but take in a cold breath. This meant that the attacks of normal true lord ranks were like flies or mosquitoes to the towering tree Yao. At most, it would feel a little uncomfortable but wouldn't be able to injure it. Even Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan, who had the strongest attacks, couldn't do any real damage to the towering tree Yao. The one who had the greatest effect was the blood-robed true lord rank of the Moon Demon Palace. His blood demon Dao attacks could corrode life and counter the power of plants. Blood-stained demonic earth. The blood-robed true lord rank's body glowed with a blood light, and with him as the center, a blood-colored light started to spread and corrode the nearby roots. Furthermore, the ground that was touched by the aura of blood seemed to become a part of his body and released a powerful power of the blood demon Dao. Although he had only damaged some of the outer roots, which was nothing to the towering tree Yao, the effect he had was greater than Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan. The thoughts of the three sects aren't wrong. Once we corrode the roots of the towering tree Yao, we can cut off its source of power and weaken it. Zhao Feng shook his head regretfully. Through his god's spiritual eye, he confirmed that this method wouldn't work. That was because the roots of the towering tree demon were very deep, reaching several li into the ground. The deepest root was 10 li deep. Destroying the roots was 100 times harder than attacking the branches. Even 10 or 20 normal true lord ranks wouldn't be able to do anything to the towering tree Yao. Zhao Feng was certain. Apart from being unable to move, the towering tree Yao's offense and defense weren't much different from those at the origin core realm. In terms of body and life force, the towering tree Yao was even stronger than those at the origin core realm. Up to this point, Zhao Feng believed that it was almost impossible to kill the towering tree Yao unless one had the battle power of an extremely close to the origin core realm. Just as he was deep in thought, a sudden change occurred on the battlefield. Arg! A scream came from the ground. Tendrils of roots as thick as a bucket wrapped around the blood-robed true lord rank. Crack! The blood-robed true lord rank screamed as his body was twisted into a pile of flesh that seeped into the ground and became fertilizer for the towering tree Yao. This scene made the hearts of the disciples of the three sects tremble, and they all took in cold breaths. Even the expressions of the other 5 true lord ranks were dazed. The towering tree Yao's roots are extremely developed. It just used a large amount of roots to surround and kill the blood-robed true lord rank. Zhao Feng's heart went cold. The intelligence of the towering tree Yao wasn't bad. It even knew how to command. Crack! At the same time, one of the true lord rank skeletons that Qi Gui controlled was smashed into smithereens by a branch falling from the sky. These two events happened at almost the same time. This meant that in an instant, 2 true lord ranks were killed by the towering tree Yao. Retreat! Zhuang Wan's expression changed. The Moon Demon Palace losing a true lord rank made Zhuang Wan lose her battle intent. Retreat for now. The 2 true lord ranks of the Black Cliff Palace had shocked expressions as they led their troops and retreated. The battle power that the towering tree Yao displayed was terrifying. Its body was impervious to fire and water, and it had limitless strength. Even those at the true lord rank could be instantly killed by its roots or branches. At this point in time, the geniuses of the 3 sects were all stunned. Yi Yanyu and Yu Luo led their group out of the towering tree Yao's attack range. As I thought. Zhao Feng wasn't surprised by this result. Just as he thought, even 10 or 20 normal true lord ranks wouldn't be able to beat the towering tree Yao. This was like dozens of cultivators at the ascended realm ganging up on those at the true spirit realm, and they would lose. The difference between the true spirit realm and the origin core realm was like heaven and earth. If the towering tree Yao could move, its speed would be half that of the origin core realm. Over 90% of the people here would probably die. Zhao Feng analyzed and became even more wary of the origin core realm. Shua! His figure suddenly flashed and appeared in front of Yi Yanyu, blocking the elegant and beautiful woman who was like a fairy under the moon. Brat, what do you think you're doing? Yu Luo roared as killing intent flashed in his eyes. What do you want to say? Yi Yanyu looked calmly at this youth who suddenly offended them. With her strength, she obviously wasn't nervous. Actually, everyone's thinking was wrong. Zhao Feng said slowly. Oh. Tell me about it. Yi Yanyu seemed to be interested, but Yu Luo and company were full of disdain and disdain. To get the spoils of war from the towering tree Yao, you don't have to defeat it. For example, there is an impregnable city with a peerless treasure in it. Even if you send thousands of soldiers and horses, you won't be able to break through it. But a brilliant thief can get the peerless treasure without getting hurt at all. Chapter 4:16. Inside the impregnable city, there is a peerless treasure. Even if you send thousands of soldiers and horses, you won't be able to breach it. But a clever thief can get the peerless treasure without getting hurt at all. When Zhao Feng finished, the eyes of everyone present lit up. A light flashed in Yi Yanyu's eyes as she looked at Zhao Feng with surprise and admiration. Zhao Feng didn't provide any brilliant plan, but his new way of thinking could use the smallest price to achieve their goal. The towering tree Yao was like an impregnable city. The geniuses of the three sects couldn't break through the towering tree Yao head-on, and it would only increase the number of casualties. However, if they only wanted the tree Yao essence fruit, they didn't need to kill the towering tree Yao. The towering tree Yao's battle power is comparable to the origin core realm. Who can block one attack from it head-on? Not to mention snatching a tree demon essence fruit right under its nose. What's the difference between that and suicide? Yu Luo laughed coldly and mocked. The towering tree Yao's battle power was terrifying and probably no one present could block one attack from it. The blood-robed true lord rank was an example. Zhao Feng smiled faintly and didn't say anything. Although his plan was dangerous, it was 10 times easier than attacking the towering tree Yao head-on. Yu Luo obviously didn't like him, but Zhao Feng was too lazy to explain. This plan is feasible. Although the towering tree Yao's body is strong and its battle power is comparable to the origin core realm, it can't move and is slightly clumsy due to its size. If we send a genius with extreme speed, there's a high chance of success. Yi Yanyu smiled and agreed. That's right. The weakness of the towering tree Yao is its size, clumsiness, and lack of agility. Avoiding fighting the towering tree Yao head-on can also achieve our goal. Looks like we've made a mistake before. Zhao Feng's plan was soon approved by everyone. The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect weren't fools. They were just caught up in the situation and didn't realize it. Zhao Feng, on the other hand, was observing the movements of the three major sects from the perspective of a bystander. Therefore, it was easy for him to discover the problem. Zhao Feng believed that even if he didn't bring it up, it wouldn't be hard for the geniuses of the three sects to come up with the correct train of thought. As expected. On the other side, the Moon Demon Palace did not retreat. Instead, it watched the towering tree demon from afar. Senior Sister Zhuang, the towering tree demon's body is enormous. In front of it, we humans are like insignificant bugs. If we let a genius with peerless movement technique go deep into the giant tree and deal with it agilely, it is not impossible to obtain the tree demon essence fruit. A thin man from the Moon Demon Hall suggested respectfully. This plan is indeed feasible. Although there is a certain degree of risk, it is 10 times easier than a frontal attack. Zhuang Wan nodded and immediately accepted it. Among the trees. After the three great sects retreated a certain distance, they reconsidered and decided to make a comeback. Very soon. The 5 true lord ranks of the three sects once again gathered and discussed. Only those at the true lord rank have a high chance of stealing the tree Yao essence fruit from the tree Yao. Why don't we each send a true lord rank that specializes in movement while the others attack from the outside and attract the towering tree demon's attention? Zhuang Wan suggested. The 5 true lord ranks agreed without hesitation. The Pure Moon spiritual sect was led by Yi Yanyu. Whether it was cultivation strength or speed, they were all top-notch. The Black Cliff Palace sent Qi Gui. Although his strength wasn't as strong as Brother Imogon's, he specialized in movement. The Moon Demon Palace only had Zhuangwan. Even if the blood-robed True Lord rank wasn't dead, she had the advantage in both speed and strength compared to Yi Yanyu. So. The 3 True Lord ranks flew through the air towards the towering tree demon. The other 2 True Lord ranks and the geniuses attacked from the outside to attract the towering tree demon's attention. Boom! Boom! The towering tree demon waved its trunk and slammed it down with all its might, causing the ground to tremble. Sand and stones flew everywhere, and the wind howled furiously. However, this time, the 3 True Lord ranks didn't fight the towering tree Yao head-on. Instead, they pushed their speed to the maximum and were extremely agile. Whoosh! 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 The branches of the towering tree demon only hit the afterimages left behind by the 3 True Lord ranks. It was as if a large man was waving a fan and swatting away flies and mosquitoes. However, although it seemed simple, the hearts of the 3 True Lord ranks tightened. Every time they passed, it was extremely dangerous. Once hit by the towering tree demon, even those at the True Lord rank would be turned into meat patty. The geniuses responsible for stalling the towering tree demon all broke out in cold sweat. It's easy to think of a method, but it's extremely difficult. Only those at the True Lord rank would be able to attempt it. If not, normal true spirit realms wouldn't even be able to get close. The wind pressure from the towering tree demon's attacks is enough to suffocate normal true spirit realms. Zhao Feng's God's spiritual eye saw the situation of the 3 True Lord ranks. Even though he knew the method, Zhao Feng wasn't willing to try it. Normal true spirit realms wouldn't be able to resist the wind pressure from the towering tree demon, and even if they could, their speed and agility would be greatly reduced. Only the 3 True Lord ranks, who were strong and specialized in speed, had the confidence to try. Time passed by slowly. The 3 True Lord ranks entered the depths of the towering tree demon. A short distance of 100 yards seemed extremely long, and with every step they took, they would face the attacks of more branches. However, as they went deeper, the towering tree demon's attacks became more restricted and it would often break its own branches. We're almost there. Yi Yanyu's eyes were calm and serene. She was in an extremely subtle state, constantly dodging the attacks from the nearby branches. In her field of vision, a tree demon essence fruit was only 100 feet away from her. However, the towering tree demon had unleashed a large number of branches to protect this area, leaving only a small gap. Yi Yanyu had to calculate the route, take the tree demon essence fruit, and escape unscathed. Sky Moon 9 slashes. A translucent sword appeared in Yi Yanyu's hand, and with a weng sound, it formed 8 or 9 bright moonlight sword shadows. They stood in all directions, and their light was translucent, as if they were condensed from the moonlight. The moonlight sword shadows stacked on top of each other, and the moonlight illuminated a radius of a mile. The sword light soared into the sky, and its power was peerless. After slashing 3 or 4 times, Yi Yanyu broke through some small branches and got closer to the tree demon essence fruit. Meow, meow. Meanwhile, the little thieving cat disappeared from its original position and used its agility to leap around the towering tree Yao. This cat is amazing. The prodigies at the back couldn't help but exclaim. The little thieving cat was too small, so the branches of the tree Yao were unable to stop it. In terms of agility, it was even better than the 3 True Lord ranks, and it could even pass through the gaps between the branches. Shwa! The little thieving cat passed the 3 True Lord ranks and appeared in front of a tree demon essence fruit, and swallowed it. This tree demon essence fruit was the size of a watermelon, even bigger than the little thieving cat. However, the little thieving cat could swallow it in one gulp. Zhao Feng and Yi Yanyu weren't surprised by this. Little thieving cat, I'll give that tree demon essence fruit to you. You need to help me get 1 or 2 later. Yi Yanyu leapt towards another target. That tree demon essence fruit was indeed eaten by the little thieving cat just now. Zhao Feng saw it clearly from afar. The little thieving cat had eaten large amounts of treasures while it was growing, and it even used more resources than its owner, Zhao Feng. I can't use the little thieving cat this time in case Yi Yanyu becomes suspicious. Zhao Feng made up his mind and left the group, heading straight for the tree Yao. So. He turned into a streak of lightning and stepped on the 3-flowered treasured lotus. His speed wasn't much slower than the 3 true lord ranks. Brat! What do you want to do? The expressions of the geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect changed as they saw Zhao Feng's actions. One of the girls wanted to stop him, but it was too late. Zhao Feng didn't even say anything and immediately attacked. Is this brat courting his own death? Yu Luo snickered. Brother Yu Luo, go and stop him. The girl next to him that had talked with Zhao Feng before couldn't bear to do it. Yu Luo was about to refuse, but thinking about it, he nodded his head. Okay, I'll try my best and help Yi Yanyu later. So. Yu Luo flew through the air. On the surface, he wanted to save Zhao Feng, but in reality, he wasn't flying at full speed. Let's see what this brat's up to. Yu Luo was thinking about how to kill Zhao Feng. If Zhao Feng went into the towering tree Yao, Yu Luo could guarantee that he would die 9 out of 10, no, 10 out of 10. Go, go. A playful smile appeared on Yu Luo's face. However, Zhao Feng was outside of the towering tree Yao's attack range and didn't take another step forward. He stood where he was, motionless. Shua. Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye opened and the dreamy blue left eye seemed to extend and reflect the entire world. In that instant, Zhao Feng controlled the movements of the towering tree Yao's branches, leaves and roots, including the transfer of Yuan Qi within the tree. Zhao Feng didn't miss a single detail, and he grasped every single change. With the 3 true lord ranks in there, it'll be much easier for me to attack. At this moment in time, Zhao Feng had a sense of calmness and confidence. So, the Luoho bow appeared in Zhao Feng's hand and shot out an arrow. Under the control of the god's spiritual eye, the arrow's trajectory was precise to the point of a millimeter, without the slightest error. Chiu, an arrow of lightning pierced into the towering tree Yao's interior, passing through the weak points of the wind and through the gaps between the branches. Boom! The Luoho arrow entered the core of the towering tree Yao the instant the branches were swung over. Just a hair's breadth away. After going through so many twists and turns, the lightning arrows that the Rahu arrows had transformed into were able to turn danger into safety time and time again. They were like paper boats on a stormy sea. As long as they were hit or affected, they would be destroyed. Shua. The Luoho arrow passed through layers of barriers and its power was used up. Shua. The instant the lightning disappeared, the Luoho arrow pierced through a tree Yao essence fruit but didn't harm the fruit. How did he do this? The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect including True Lord rank Yu Luo all had bulging eyes. Chapter 4:17. Many of the geniuses of the 3 sects had noticed Zhao Feng's actions and were dazed. Zhao Feng's arrow could be described as miraculous. It was as agile as a fish and passed through the gaps and weak points of the towering tree Yao's branches, creating a path of life from seemingly certain death. The towering tree Yao's attack was so strong that even the slightest ripple of wind was enough to suppress normal true spirit realms. In this harsh and chaotic situation, Zhao Feng's arrow had finally hit the target. Such attainments in archery were enough to make ordinary godly archers look up to and worship him. Hitting the tree Yao essence fruit isn't hard because my god's spiritual eye can control every detail of the tree Yao from the microscopic to the macroscopic. The true difficulty is to not injure Sun Lingua. Cold sweat appeared on Zhao Feng's forehead and his mental energy was slightly used up. If the tree Yao essence fruit was damaged and lost its spirituality, then no matter how miraculous Zhao Feng's arrow was, it would lose its meaning. Zhao Feng's arrow contained the power of lightning and lightning. As it passed through the wind, its power would continue to be used up. If it used up too much, then the Luoho arrow wouldn't hit its target. On the contrary, if the power of lightning on the arrow was too much, it would destroy the tree Yao essence fruit. In order to grasp this point, Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye had calculated hundreds and thousands of times and had even made some slight adjustments to the Luoho arrow. Hu Zhaofeng let out a breath but didn't put away the Luoho bow. When the Luoho bow and Luoho arrow were connected to each other, as long as the two weren't too far apart, they would be able to sense each other. As long as Zhaofeng injected some more power into the Luoho bow, the Luoho arrow would automatically return to its original position. Since the Luoho arrow had pierced through the tree Yao essence fruit, in theory, it would bring back the spoils of war. This was the method Zhaofeng used to obtain the tree Yao essence fruit without getting close or taking any risks. To achieve this, there were two conditions. First, the control of the god's spiritual eye. This was of utmost importance. Secondly, Zhaofeng could only succeed in the three major sects were restraining the tree demon in a chaotic situation. If it weren't for the three major sects restraining him, the towering tree demon would have been able to obstruct Zhaofeng in a one-on-one battle. Prepare to collect the spoils of war. Zhaofeng couldn't help but reveal a trace of anticipation. That arrow just now was only to determine the outcome of the battle. Next, there was still the crucial step, collecting the spoils of war. It was slightly easier to collect the spoils of battle than to determine the spoils of battle with a single arrow. Because one arrow would determine the result of the battle, Zhao Feng's biggest headache was that if he used more strength, he would destroy the tree demon essence fruit. If he used less strength, he wouldn't be able to hit the target. As for collecting the spoils of war, there was no need to consider this problem. Furthermore, since the tree demon essence fruit came from the tree demon's true form, it had a strong immunity to the shockwaves of attacks from the tree demon itself. That brat wants to. Yu Luo, who had caught up from behind, stared at Zhao Feng's Luoho bow, then at the Luoho arrows in the distance. His eyes flashed with sharpness. Suddenly, Yu Luo finally understood Zhao Feng's Luoho bow and arrows. As long as Zhao Feng inserted a sliver of his chi of true spirit, he would be able to return the Luoho arrows and retrieve the tree demon essence fruit. Not only did Yu Luo understand, the geniuses of the three sects weren't idiots either. That brat's using this method to get the tree demon essence fruit. Some of the geniuses of the three sects sighed in admiration and jealousy. The tree demon essence fruit contained the essence of life and the essence of the world. Eating one would have the effect of changing one's body and could even save one's life in times of danger. Simply put, it had 50 to 60% of the effects of the blood glass fruit and the life-restoring fruit. Moreover, the medicinal effects were easily absorbed and could even remove some hidden injuries within the body. Comparatively speaking, although the blood glass fruit could greatly increase cultivation, its effects were tyrannical and could leave hidden injuries, making it more suitable for those that trained in the blood Tao. Zhao Feng didn't regret giving up the blood glass fruit and choosing the earth-eaten poison mushroom. And right now, the tree demon essence fruit was obviously more suitable for him than the blood glass fruit. Come. Zhao Feng gripped the Luoho bow and circulated a sliver of his chi of true spirit. Chio. The Luoho arrow from afar turned into a streak of light and quickly neared Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng controlled the entire process through his god's spiritual eye and only needed to avoid being hit by the branches of the tree demon. The entire process was much easier than one arrow to decide the battle. Chio. The Luoho arrow automatically returned to its position and brought back a tree demon essence fruit. Spoils of battle returned. With the help of the tree demon essence fruit, I can quickly break through to the peak true mystic rank, and after a while, reaching the true lord rank won't be hard at all. Zhao Feng smiled and nodded his head in satisfaction. He didn't need to take the risk like the three true lord ranks and was able to obtain a tree demon essence fruit. Right at this moment, a voice sounded from behind. Zhao Feng, you've done well. You've done well. I'm here to help you. So. Yu Luo's face was filled with joy as killing intent flashed in his eyes and he leapt over. Hearing this, Zhao Feng's expression dimmed and he almost cursed out loud. The position he was in mid-air was very strange. The roots on the ground couldn't reach him and the branches of the towering tree demon couldn't reach him either. This meant that Zhao Feng didn't need to help Yu Luo. Yu Luo's intentions could be seen. This Yu Luo is so cunning. Such a precious tree demon essence fruit is going to be taken by Yu Luo. That kid is really unlucky. All his efforts were in vain. The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace couldn't help but sigh. More people were unwilling to accept this. Why couldn't they have such luck? On the Pure Moon spiritual sect's side, the geniuses present instantly understood Yu Luo's intentions. Some felt it was shameful while others were happy. Hee hee. The mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the oriole behind. Yu Luo's heart was filled with excitement. He had followed from behind, wanting to create a scene to get rid of this thorn in his side. However, he didn't think that the heavens would give him such a good thing. After killing Zhao Feng and obtaining the tree demon essence fruit, I'll be able to quickly break through to the late stage True Lord rank. At that time, even Yi Yanyu won't be able to give me any face. Yu Luo was overjoyed and raised his speed to the maximum. In his vision, Zhao Feng was getting closer and closer. With his early stage True Lord rank cultivation, killing a true mystic rank bumpkin was a piece of cake. In his eyes, the tree demon essence fruit was already in his hands. Zhao Feng floated in the air, his expression changing twice as his thoughts spun. It wasn't hard for Zhao Feng to dodge Yu Luo's attack. However, this wouldn't solve the problem. That's good. The Moon Demon Palace has lost a True Lord rank and the Pure Moon spiritual sect is too strong and might affect the balance. Zhao Feng instantly made his decision. This way. Zhao Feng's goal of killing Yu Luo was clear. The next problem was, how was he going to kill Yu Luo? With Zhao Feng's current strength and hidden cards, it wasn't hard to kill Yu Luo. The difficulty was, how could he continue to hide his strength and make Yu Luo accidentally die so others wouldn't suspect Zhao Feng? Killing a True Lord rank wasn't easy. Killing a True Lord rank was even more unimaginable. On the other hand, Zhao Feng had to kill a True Lord rank silently and stay out of this. Under normal situations, Zhao Feng could only kill a True Lord rank. This was something he wouldn't even dare to think about before the sacred True Dragon gathering. I got it. Zhao Feng's eyes twinkled as he thought of a plan. Indeed. Under normal situations, it was extremely hard to do this. However, in this dangerous situation, as long as he planned it well, it wasn't impossible to kill a True Lord rank. So, Zhao Feng flew back and met up with Yu Luo, as if he didn't sense the latter's killing intent. Furthermore, Zhao Feng still held the Luoho arrow that had pierced through the tree Yao essence fruit as he got closer to the ground. On the ground, the towering tree Yao's roots extended for several miles. Not long after, Zhao Feng was around 10 yards above the ground. 10 yards was barely within the attack range of the towering tree Yao's roots. At this position, Zhao Feng didn't continue to descend or else he might be attacked by the roots. The tree Yao essence fruit in his hand was like a light in the night and would definitely be targeted by the towering tree Yao. Right at this moment, Yu Luo was only 20 to 30 yards away from Zhao Feng and was in the most effective attack range. Country bumpkin. Yu Luo's handsome face was filled with coldness and vaguely twisted. He raised his hand, and a transparent crescent blade that was as thin as a cicada's wing appeared. It was 10 to 20 yards long and exuded a chilling aura as it slashed toward Zhao Feng's location. Shua! Shua! Zhao Feng's figure suddenly split into two and dodged the crescent blade. Two identical Xiaofengs turned into bolts of lightning as they ran toward the ground. Shua! Yu Luo waved his hand and killed one of the Xiaofengs. The other Xiaofeng revealed a panicked expression. It was obvious that this was the real Zhao Feng's true body, and he ran toward the towering tree Yao. Not good. Once Xiao Feng is killed by the towering tree Yao, the tree Yao essence fruit will be gone. Yu Luo's expression changed as he increased his speed and chased after Xiao Feng. At the same time, on a large tree, Xiao Feng's figure murmured to himself, "Yu Luo, you must die." So, this hidden Xiao Feng was the real one. The panicked Xiao Feng just now was also Xiao Feng, but after that, he created a shadow clone with a schwa sound while his real body disappeared. At this moment, Yu Luo was about to catch up to the second shadow clone that Xiao Feng had created. Eye of the Heart. Xiao Feng used the Eye of the Heart while in a hidden state, expanding the desire and greed in Yu Luo's heart endlessly. Subtly, Yu Luo was facing the direction of the tree Yao essence fruit with his back facing the three sections. No one else could see the abnormality on his face. More importantly, Zhao Feng's real body was in a hidden state, using the cover of the trees. No one saw him make a move. Schwa! Zhao Feng's shadow clone suddenly flashed and burrowed into the soil nearby. In reality, it was destroyed. My tree Yao essence fruit, Yu Luo lost his mind in the endless greed, and under the guidance of Zhao Feng's Eye of the Heart, he fell towards the ground. Poof! 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 Shua! Suddenly, tens of tree Yao roots broke through the ground and tied up Yu Luo. From the looks of it, it seemed to have been planned for a long time. Not good. The expressions of the Pure Moon spiritual sect's geniuses changed. Ah! Yu Luo only managed to scream halfway before he was twisted into meat paste by the tree Yao roots and turned into new fertilizer. Chapter 418. Brother Yu Luo. The scene in front of them made the geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect exclaim. Two of the female disciples screamed. The geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace all took a deep breath and were stunned. Why would Yu Luo be near the ground? Maybe he was blinded by greed and accidentally entered the attack range of the tree Yao's roots. Zhe, he's at the true lord rank but was tricked by a fake body. That brat's cloak is indeed a unique item. The geniuses of the other two sects were obviously gloating. The Pure Moon spiritual sect was too strong, and even the combined forces of the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace might not be able to stop them. Now that a true lord rank had been killed, the Pure Moon spiritual sect's strength had reached a certain level. Although the geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect found it hard to accept Yu Luo's death, what had happened couldn't be changed. Where did that Zhao Feng go? Senior brother Yu Luo's death, was it his doing? The eyes of two male disciples of the Pure Moon spiritual sect who had a good relationship with Yu Luo twinkled with suspicion. Schwa! A streak of electric light appeared on the other side of the forest. Zhao Feng. The gazes of the geniuses landed on Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng pretended to panic and said through gritted teeth, that Yu Luo wanted to kill me and take the tree Yao essence fruit. Did everyone see that? Is this how the Pure Moon spiritual sect treats their guests? Without saying anything else, he started to complain. Where did that Yu Luo go? Zhao Feng quickly flew over and met up with the geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect. The expressions of the geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect were slightly ugly, and two of the girls had pale faces. Brother Yu Luo, he died in the hands of the tree Yao. One of the girls that was familiar with Zhao Feng said with a trembling voice. What? He was killed by the tree Yao, and I only left a shadow clone to run away. How did he die? Zhao Feng had a confused expression. When Yu Luo died, Zhao Feng hid himself and used the forest as a cover, so no one discovered his secret actions. This was one of the reasons. Secondly, Yu Luo's back was facing the crowd at that time, and he was under the influence of the eye of the heart. No one else saw the abnormality on his face. Everyone thought that Yu Luo had been blinded by greed and was worried that Zhao Feng and the tree demon essence fruit would be destroyed together. That was why he had charged forward without a care and had neglected the attack range of the tree demon's foundation. Of course. There was another detail that most people didn't notice. Zhao Feng had once walked close to the ground with the tree demon essence fruit in his hand. The tree demon essence fruit was the condensation of the essence of the towering tree demon. It was like his own son. At that time, Zhao Feng deliberately got close to the ground and aroused the hatred of the towering tree demon. He secretly gathered many roots and buried them in the nearby area. All of this was naturally within the grasp of Zhao Feng's God's spiritual eye. In the end, as soon as Yu Luo landed, he was entangled by a large number of roots, as if this had been planned for a long time. On the Pure Moon spiritual sect's side. When the disciples saw that Zhao Feng didn't understand the situation, they didn't know how to describe their feelings. According to normal logic, Yu Luo died at the hands of the tree demon. At that time, Zhao Feng wasn't even there and was the victim. Furthermore, all of this happened in front of everyone's eyes. Zhao Feng wasn't there, he was the victim, and the difference in cultivation was huge. Kid surnamed Xiao. Although you didn't kill senior brother Yu Luo, you can't escape responsibility. That's right. If it wasn't for chasing you, senior brother Yu Luo wouldn't have died. Two disciples who were close to Yu Luo were enraged and said sternly. Zhao Feng was instantly speechless. What kind of godly logic was this? Calm down, Zhao Feng is also a victim. If senior brother Yu Luo wasn't greedy for the tree demon essence fruit, he wouldn't have died. One of the girls who was close to Zhao Feng couldn't help but say. The disciples of the Pure Moon spiritual sect discussed and decided to wait for Yi Yanyu to come before dealing with this. After all, the Pure Moon spiritual sect was a righteous force and Zhao Feng and Yi Yanyu had a working relationship. Brat surnamed Xiao, hand over the tree demon essence fruit before Sister Yi comes back and be captured. A peak true mystic rank male disciple's eyes twinkled with greed. Once someone at the peak true mystic rank obtained the tree demon essence fruit, they would be able to break through to the true lord rank. Going from the true mystic rank to the true lord rank was a huge leap. Zhao Feng smiled faintly and didn't care. Not only did he not care, he even took out the tree demon essence fruit and started to eat it. The tree demon essence fruit was the size of a watermelon and even Zhao Feng needed a while to finish it. Tree demon essence fruit. Brat, you. The two male disciples who were close to Yu Luo were enraged and leapt towards Zhao Feng. Hee, so you didn't care about Yu Luo's death and just wanted the tree demon essence fruit. Zhao Feng said with a mocking tone. Die. The expressions of the two disciples changed as they attacked at the same time. One of them slashed out a cold and fierce moonlight sword, which was powerful enough to penetrate a huge mountain. The other one slashed out a rain of moonlight, which was powerful enough to kill a group of ordinary demonic beasts. Bam! Zhao Feng's figure disappeared. With a flash of lightning, he appeared on the other side, leisurely eating a tree demon essence fruit. Kill! The two disciples unleashed a relentless barrage of attacks on Zhao Feng. Bam! Bam! Shua! Shua! Zhao Feng's figure flashed back and forth, and no matter how fast the two's attacks were, they couldn't even touch the corner of his clothes. 10 breaths later. After eating the tree ya essence fruit, Zhao Feng's face was red and his body was surrounded by a layer of light. His body was full of life and yuan qi. The two disciples clenched their teeth and panted heavily. They obviously didn't want to trouble Zhao Feng. Their true target was the tree demon essence fruit. However, Zhao Feng's speed had reached an unbelievable level and he played them around and slowly ate the tree demon essence fruit. When Zhao Feng finished eating the tree demon essence fruit, his strength would increase and they wouldn't be able to do anything. The effect of this tree demon essence fruit is indeed strong. Zhao Feng felt as if his entire body was filled with boundless life energy. His flesh, bones, and organs seemed to be baptized by life. His cultivation was high and he could absorb and convert the tree demon essence fruit to its maximum. If a normal true mystic rank ate the entire tree demon essence fruit, they would waste at least 80% of its energy. It was best to eat it in a few portions. But under the current situation, Zhao Feng decided to eat the entire tree yao essence fruit in front of everyone in order to save himself trouble. Due to his high cultivation, Zhao Feng could absorb over 60% of the tree demon essence fruit's energy. However, even then, it wasn't a problem for him to reach the peak true mystic rank. At this point in time, the ripples of Zhao Feng's aura were visibly strengthening. His skin became more translucent and tender, giving people a feeling that he had become younger. Increasing lifespan and youthfulness were just some of the effects of the tree demon essence fruit. The tree demon essence fruit's true effect was to increase Zhao Feng's cultivation and body. Not long after, Zhao Feng's cultivation was approaching the peak true mystic rank. If a normal late-stage true mystic rank ate the tree demon essence fruit, they wouldn't be able to increase their cultivation so quickly even if it was easy to absorb. However, Zhao Feng's mental energy level had reached the early stages of the true lord rank and was even slightly stronger than normal early-stage true lord ranks. If one's mental energy level was high enough, it was much easier to increase one's cultivation. Right at this moment, the true lord ranks of the three sects were trying to kill their way out of the towering tree Yao. Qi Gui of the Black Cliff Palace was in a sorry state and obtained a tree demon essence fruit. Zhuang Wan, of the Moon Demon Palace obtained a tree demon essence fruit. Yi Yanyu and the Little Thieving Cat each obtained a tree demon essence fruit, but the Little Thieving Cat ate its own. However, leaving the interior of the towering tree Yao was several times harder than entering. Wu the towering tree Yao howled in anger and its branches danced in the air. Some of the leaves even shot out with terrifying power. In an instant, the interior of the towering tree Yao was covered in dust and the ground started to shake. Chio! Chio! Some of the roots in the ground even turned into a net that blocked the escape route of the geniuses of the three sections. The tree demon essence fruit was like the offspring of the towering tree Yao. How could the towering tree Yao allow its offspring to be taken by humans? In order to keep these culprits, the towering tree Yao went crazy and attacked without caring about the price, even destroying some of its branches and roots. Thus, even if the towering tree Yao could keep the three true lord ranks, it would be heavily injured. However, the enraged towering tree Yao didn't care about this anymore. If the three of us team up, we might be able to live. Zhuang Wan exclaimed as she circulated the secret technique of the Moon Demon Palace and her chi of true spirit almost burned. A strange force field formed around her, which was filled with a dark aura. It twisted and collapsed, directly devouring the attacks from the outside world. What a weird secret technique. Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye locked onto Zhuang Wan and confirmed that the force field around her could devour all attacks under the Origin Core realm. Even normal attacks at the Origin Core realm could be weakened by 30 to 40%. That's the Black Moon force field of the Moon Demon Palace. It's modified from the Sky Demon force field of the demonic Tao and its power is doubled under the moonlight. At the same time, Yi Yanyu and Qi Gui also used their life-saving secret techniques and fought for their lives. The three true lord ranks came from high-tier 2-star sects and obviously had their own trump cards to enter the interior of the towering tree Yao. Among them, Yi Yanyu took out a special jade talisman, and after crushing it, a resplendent and ethereal moon-robed fairy appeared around her. She was dignified and holy, and she gave off a vast and unfathomable divine might. What's going on? Isn't that our sect's Saint Moon Ant Goddess? That's a Nihility God realm mighty expert's Nihility God protection. It's made from essence blood and Nihility God fragments. For a short period of time, Junior Sister Yi can obtain the protection of a tenth of the Saint Moon Ant Goddess's power, or launch a similar attack. The disciples of the Pure Moon spiritual sect let out a breath. With the Void God protection, Yi Yanyu could even hold on for a while against an Origin Core realm expert. Indeed worthy of being a 2-star sect. Their methods are unimaginable. It's hard to imagine what sort of scene the higher level 3-star sects and 4-star sects are like in this vast world. Zhao Feng couldn't help but look forward to it. Right at this moment, Zhao Feng's qi of true spirit circulated and broke through a small barrier, reaching the peak true mystic realm. Chapter 419. When the 3 true Lord ranks were in danger, Zhao Feng used the Tree Yao Essence Fruit's power to break through to the peak true mystic rank. Because he had eaten the entire Tree Yao Essence Fruit in a rush, Zhao Feng couldn't absorb all of its power. His source of true spirit had reached its limit and couldn't expand any further. In order to avoid wasting it, Zhao Feng sent a portion of the Tree Yao Essence Fruit's essence into the Water Moon Pirate's source of true spirit. At its peak, the Water Moon Pirate's source of true spirit was even purer than when Zhao Feng had just reached the peak true mystic rank. However, this source of true spirit was in a dried-up state, and the Tree Yao Essence Fruit's life force and essence of heaven and earth instantly gave it a new lease of life and quickly recovered. The Water Moon Pirate's source of true spirit can only be used as a second reserve. I can also use it at critical moments. Zhao Feng knew that this was one of his hidden cards. However, up until now, there hadn't been any danger that forced Zhao Feng to burn his source of true spirit. Burning his source of true spirit and burning his qi of true spirit were two different concepts. If he burned his qi of true spirit, his battle power would multiply, but it would hurt his foundation if he continued for too long. However, burning his source of true spirit meant destroying one's foundation and cultivation, but his battle power would increase by several times. If he burned his source of true spirit too fiercely, it would self-destruct. After breaking through, while Zhao Feng consolidated his foundation, he split a part of his attention to pay attention to the 3 true Lord ranks. Shameless humans. All of you, stay here. The towering tree Yao was enraged and destroyed some of its branches and roots just to kill these humans who had taken its offspring. One had to know. The towering tree Yao's attacks were comparable to those at the Origin Core realm. Under such a crazy counterattack, even the 3 true Lord ranks had a high chance of dying. Amongst them, Yi Yanyu faced the most pressure. This was because she and the little thieving cat had taken 2 Tree Yao essence fruits and were hated by the towering Tree Yao. Luckily, her trump card was also quite powerful. She actually used a special jade talisman to activate the faux god protection. The silhouette of the moon-robed fairy behind Yi Yanyu was her master, the Saint Moon Ant Goddess. If it's a normal Origin Core realm, I can use the Void God protection to heavily injure or even kill them. However, the tree demon's vitality is too tenacious, and its size is even larger. Its roots cover a radius of several kilometers. Yi Yanyu did not attack recklessly. The Void God protection could be used for defense or to unleash an attack. It was equivalent to 1/10 of the power of a Void God realm king. In the current situation, it was obviously safer to use it for defense. With the support of the Void God's protection, Yi Yanyu remained calm under the towering tree demon's frenzied attacks. Even the towering tree Yao was stunned by the aura of the Void God protection, and its attacks on Yi Yanyu were weakened. Whoosh! Whoosh! Zhuang Wan, and Qi Gui immediately closed in with Yi Yanyu. The 3 teamed up to create a path of survival. Qi Gui also had a trump card in his hand. He drank a mysterious smoke-like liquid and a layer of faint black light appeared on the surface of his body. His body became very light and floated like a ghost. He gritted his teeth and released some ghosts from the weapon on his waist. Amidst a wave of miserable screams, those phantoms and malicious ghosts were all absorbed by the faint black membrane on the surface of the crimson ghost. This way. Qi Gui's body was almost that of a ghost and was immune to over 70% of physical attacks. He could even pass through the gaps between the leaves. Interesting. Zhao Feng clicked his tongue in wonder. Although he could see some of the details with his god's spiritual eye, he might not be able to understand things that were too profound. A while later, the three true Lord ranks teamed up and finally killed their way out of the Towering Tree Yao's blockade. The Towering Tree Yao paid a heavy price but still couldn't stop the three true Lord ranks. The forces behind these three true Lord ranks are after all two-star sects, and any one of them can sweep across the Azure Flower continent. Yi Yenyu's master is even at the Void God realm. Zhao Feng sighed in his heart. Maybe he would be an overwhelming prodigy in the Azure Flower continent. However, these geniuses came from higher-ranked sects and in terms of resources, skills and master. They surpassed the 10 great clans of the Azure Flower continent by more than a level. Since I've used the Void God protection, I might as well go all the way. Yi Yenyu's face went cold as she turned around and pointed with her finger. When the moon-robed celestial figure behind her, which had dimmed by more than half, broke through the air, bringing with it a vast and heaven-shaking divine might. Instantly, the heaven-earth yuan qi within 100-mile radius started to gather like a flood. It was as if there was a god in the sky that controlled the heavens and earth. This aura. Zhao Feng's heart trembled and his god's spiritual eye also trembled. In front of this boundless heaven-earth yuan qi, all the geniuses present were as small as ants. Everyone felt a pressure that came from their souls. Even with Zhao Feng's powerful source of mental energy, he was still unable to move, much less those at the true spirit realm. Rumble, an earth-shattering sound exploded in the middle of the forest in the canyon. Zhao Feng saw the figure of the moon-robed fairy expand to a radius of 100 zhang and collide with the towering tree Yao. The towering tree Yao screamed in fear and used its branches to protect its trunk. A layer of green light shot out of its body and clashed with the power of the Void God protection. Immediately after, a dazzling and piercing moonlight covered a radius of several kilometers. A shockwave that could only be seen with the naked eye swept out for 5 kilometers. Not good. The disciples of the three clans were affected and all circulated their qi of true spirit and used secret techniques to protect themselves. What power! Just the shockwave alone is enough to kill normal true spirit realms. Zhao Feng circulated the qi of true spirit within his body and condensed a cloak of lightning. Even so, it was hard for him to deal with it. Over half of the geniuses of the three sects were at the peak true mystic rank and most had secret techniques or weapons to protect themselves. The shockwave lasted for 3 breaths before dying down. Everyone let out a long breath and looked over. Everything within 10 miles was covered in dust. That attack just then was enough to destroy a small city. And this was when the Void God protection was over half used up. If Shao Chen was at his peak, he might be able to kill a supremacy with a single strike from the Foe God protection. So, the 3 true Lord ranks flew back and met up with the geniuses behind them. Although that attack just then injured the towering tree Yao, it wasn't enough to kill it. Yi Yenyu murmured. The towering tree demon's physique and vitality were simply too powerful. Its roots covered a radius of several li, and the deepest one was 10 li underground. Zhao Feng opened his god's spiritual eye and found that the branches of the towering tree Yao had been shattered. Even one side of the towering tree Yao's trunk was damaged. Although it didn't kill the towering tree Yao, one side has been broken through. Zhao Feng's heart moved. The most valuable treasure on the towering tree Yao wasn't the tree Yao essence fruit but the wood spirit essence soul. The wood spirit essence could strengthen one's heart and soul, which was beneficial to a venerable's comprehension of the virtual god level. If an expert at the true spirit realm could obtain the wood spirit essence soul, it would only be a matter of time before they reached the origin core realm. To cultivators that cultivated the Tao of the soul, the wood spirit essence soul was a dream treasure. Zhao Feng obviously understood this point. However, he knew that he couldn't obtain the wood spirit essence soul by himself. In order to obtain the wood spirit essence soul, he had to kill the towering tree Yao, and there was the possibility that the towering tree Yao would die together with him. At this moment in time, the three true lord ranks were heavily injured and couldn't attack the towering tree Yao. The one with the heaviest injuries was Chi Gui. He had used a mysterious smoke-like aura and used a secret technique to turn his body into a half-empty state. Even Yi Yanyu, whose injuries were the lightest, was more severe than when they fought in the cave. "Where's Yu Luo?" Yi Yanyu suddenly felt that something was wrong. The geniuses from the Pure Moon spiritual sect were slightly sorrowful as they told the story of Yu Luo's death. They didn't purposely smear Zhao Feng's name. After all, Yu Luo's death was clearly seen by the disciples of the three sections. With Yu Luo's personality, it's not surprising that he wanted Zhao Feng's tree Yao essence fruit and killed him for it. However, a true lord rank was tricked by a doppelganger and fell into the towering tree Yao's attack range. Furthermore, Yu Luo isn't an impulsive person. Yi Yenyu's eyebrows furrowed and she only believed 50% of it. Her eyes were cold, exuding an indescribable pressure and penetrating power as they scanned Zhao Feng's body. If it was someone else who had a guilty conscience, they would definitely feel uneasy. Yi Yanyu would be able to sense even the slightest abnormality. However, Zhao Feng was calm both on the surface and in his heart. Yi Yanyu obviously didn't see anything weird. Yi Yanyu was deep in thought. She felt that Yu Luo's death was weird. Although she was sure that Yu Luo didn't die directly by Zhao Feng's hands, it might have something to do with him. After all, only Zhao Feng was close to Yu Luo. Before Yu Luo died, no one saw Zhao Feng attack, but at that time, he was in stealth and no one saw him. This means, no one can prove that he didn't attack. Yi Yanyu thought. She started to find suspicious points but couldn't eliminate the possibility of murder. There were still suspicious points on Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye also saw the change in Yi Yenyu's expression. This girl is extremely smart and only the little thieving cat managed to trick her. However, she might still be suspicious. Zhao Feng found that while his rewards were increasing, the possibility of him being exposed was also increasing. He made the decision that if there wasn't a bigger fortune, he would find a chance to escape and split up with Yi Yanyu. Right at this moment in time. So, the sound of flying came from the distance and a true lord rank aura that wasn't weaker than Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan'er's. More than a dozen figures appeared in the clouds. Not good, the Pure Moon spiritual sect has sent reinforcements. The expressions of those from the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace changed slightly. Zhao Feng's eyes scanned over and saw that there were more than a dozen people that were even stronger than Yu Luo's group. The leader was a mystic-clothed youth whose cultivation had reached the late-stage True Lord rank and seemed to have just broken through. One of the reasons why I killed Yu Luo was because I felt that the Pure Moon spiritual sect was too strong and could affect the balance. Now another late-stage True Lord rank has come. Chapter 420. The Pure Moon spiritual sect was indeed worthy of being a 2.5-star force. Of the 10 True Lord ranks, they had 5, suppressing the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace. Before this, Zhao Feng realized this and was worried about breaking the balance between the three sects, so he killed Yu Luo and killed a True Lord rank. But unexpectedly, not long after Yu Luo died, another late-stage True Lord rank came from the Pure Moon spiritual sect and brought large amounts of reinforcements. Over half of them were at the peak True Mystic rank. It's Brother Li Hong. Brother Li Hong must have had some fortune in the ruins, or else how would he have reached the late-stage True Lord rank? The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect were filled with envy and joy. Before entering the ruins, Li Hong's ranking amongst the 10 True Lord ranks was slightly lower than the dead Yu Luo. But now that he had reached the late-stage True Lord rank, his ranking was right behind Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan. Li Hong, you've come at the right time. We're lacking people. A refreshing smile appeared on Yi Yanyu's pretty face that was like a white lotus. At this moment in time, everyone's eyes were fixed on the black-clothed young man leading the reinforcements, Li Hong. Li Hong reaching the late-stage True Lord rank and bringing reinforcements gave the Pure Moon spiritual sect, who had just lost a True Lord rank, a shot of confidence. However, the geniuses of the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace had solemn expressions. The Pure Moon spiritual sect has another late-stage True Lord rank. Could it be that even the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace will be suppressed by the Pure Moon spiritual sect? Qi Gui murmured to himself as the white flames in his eyes danced. The Moon Demon Palace's side. The two most difficult geniuses to deal with in the Pure Moon spiritual sect are Yi Yanyu and Lu Tianyi. Lu Tianyi has almost reached the half-step origin core realm and is unrivaled amongst the 10 True Lord ranks. Zhuang Wan's dark crescent moon mark flickered between her eyebrows. Her purple hair fluttered like a fairy in the wind. The Pure Moon spiritual sect had 2 of the top 3 True Lord ranks. Lu Tianyi was publicly acknowledged to be the strongest and Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan weren't his match. However, Lu Tianyi hadn't appeared yet. Soon, the black-clothed youth, Li Hong, led a dozen or so people to meet up with Yi Yanyu and the others. Junior Sister Yi, I was attracted by the energy fluctuations of the faux god protection. Indeed, I see you here. Although Li Hong was in high spirits, he was still very polite to Yi Yanyu. He had just reached the late-stage True Lord rank and there was still a gap between him and Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan. The attack from the Void God protection is so powerful that all those at the True Spirit realm within 1,000 miles can sense it. Looks like this canyon will attract more and more geniuses. Zhao Feng stood in the corner and didn't say anything. Suddenly, he felt a few gloating gazes. Those obviously malicious gazes came from the 2 male disciples who had a good relationship with Yu Luo. They had previously tried to snatch Xiao Feng's tree demon essence fruit, but had failed. He, senior brother Li Hong and senior brother Yu Luo have always had a close relationship. In the past, senior brother Yu Luo even helped Li Hong. Even if Xiao Feng isn't the culprit, if senior brother Li Hong wants to find out, that brat won't have a good time. The 2 male disciples rejoiced in his misfortune. Senior brother Li Hong, have you found any traces of senior brother Lu? Yi Yanyu asked with concern. Senior brother Lu. The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect all perked up their ears and revealed respectful expressions. Brother Lu was Lu Tianyi and just like his name, he was number 1 amongst the 10 True Lord ranks. Right now, the towering tree Yao is heavily injured and has a clear weakness. However, we're also injured and it'll be hard for us to kill it together. However, if senior brother Lu comes personally, there's at least a 60% chance. Yi Yanyu said. She was similar to Lu Tianyi in that they both liked to act alone and didn't interfere with each other. However, the value of the wood's spirit essence soul was too high. The roots, fruits, leaves and bark of the towering tree Yao were all treasures. It wasn't much lower than killing an origin core realm beast. A few days ago, I saw senior brother Lu. At that time, he killed several True Lord ranks but his luck was bad and he was chased by an origin core realm beast. However, his luck was a bit bad and he was chased by an origin core realm demonic sovereign. After losing the battle, he retreated, and there's no news of him. When Li Hong mentioned senior brother Lu, he sighed and shook his head. Lu Tianyi's level was too high and normal True Lord ranks couldn't compare to him. Zhao Feng listened on the side and couldn't help but click his tongue. The Pure Moon spiritual sect had such a monster. Normal True Lord ranks would run away when they saw an origin core realm beast sovereign. This Lu Tianyi was indeed strong. Even if he couldn't win, he still had the chance to run away. Of course, I have another important piece of news. It's about the person who entered the ruins' treasured palace. Li Hong's eyes twinkled. Ruins' treasured palace. The expressions of the Pure Moon spiritual sect disciples changed. Before this, they could only confirm that someone had entered the ruins' treasured palace and it wasn't one of the 10 true lord ranks. But now, Li Hong seemed to know something. Who's that person? If he doesn't belong to the 10 true lord ranks, could he be someone from a subsidiary force of the 3 sects? Yi Yenyu's pretty face tensed up. She had been brooding over this and was very unwilling to accept it. The ruins' treasured palace was the core of the Purple Saint ruins. Only by entering the treasured palace could one obtain the true inheritance. None of them. Li Hong shook his head and said solemnly, "You won't believe me, but the girl who entered the ruins' treasured palace doesn't belong to the 3 sections. She might not even be a genius from the Tianlu Islands." What? How is this possible? The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect all shook their heads. Even the nearby Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace heard the discussion and felt it was unbelievable. "You're saying, an outsider?" Yi Yenyu and company's gazes turned towards Xiao Feng. Xiao Feng's heart jumped as he cursed in his heart. The gazes of the geniuses of the 3 sects all landed on Xiao Feng. Speaking of outsiders, Xiao Feng was one of them. There's one here too. He doesn't have the aura of the inheritance token from the 3 sections. Li Hong's eyes twinkled as he looked at Xiao Feng in surprise. Xiao Feng sighed in his heart. One would have to pay the price sooner or later. He had mingled in the Pure Moon spiritual sect as a bystander, fishing in troubled waters, seeking benefits, and reaping such a great harvest. However, benefits and danger always existed. Although the little thieving cat's plan was good, it was also dangerous. However, if he didn't do this, it would be extremely hard for an outsider like Xiao Feng to survive in the ruins, let alone obtain any treasures. "Xiao Feng, what's your relationship with the person who entered the inheritance?" Yi Yenyu's face went cold. A layer of moonlight appeared on her skin, and she was like a goddess under the moon as an invisible true lord rank aura radiated from her. "I don't know him. I was attracted here by a mysterious power and I was alone." "Oh, there's also that cat." Xiao Feng shook his head. His current situation was extremely dangerous as he was locked on by Yi Yenyu and Li Hong. Even the 3 true lord ranks of the Moon Demon Palace and Black Cliff Palace were paying close attention to this. Yi Yenyu was slightly disappointed. She had asked the little thieving cat about Xiao Feng's situation before. Xiao Feng obviously wouldn't mention Zhao Yufei or else it would be troublesome. Even though he was certain that the outsider who entered the ruins' treasured palace was most likely Zhao Yufei. Because at that time, the Purple Saint ruins target was Zhao Yufei and Xiao Feng had only incidentally come in. "The heavens and earth are so vast and there are millions of sections. I entered the ruins by accident and other geniuses might also be the same. Maybe the Purple Saint ruins will have some changes or loopholes." Xiao Feng said slowly. "What you say makes sense. According to my seniors, the Purple Saint ruins has been around for so many years and there are indeed some weaknesses." The mystic-robed Li Hong actually agreed with Xiao Feng's words. Chapter 421. At this point in time, Li Hong didn't hide his killing intent at all and his true lord rank aura resonated with the water lightning yuan qi in the air. A wave of blue lightning condensed in the air. This was the first time Xiao Feng faced the aura of a late-stage true lord rank head-on. Due to the difference in strength and the fact that Xiao Feng needed to carry out his plan, he only touched the surface of the fight with Yi Yenyu. Under this pressure, Xiao Feng didn't panic at all and glanced at Yi Yenyu. According to the agreement, she had to guarantee his safety. However, this girl didn't seem to have any intentions of helping him. Yi Yenyu had her own plans in her heart. Firstly, she wanted to use Li Hong to diminish Xiao Feng's power. Secondly, Yi Yanyu had a feeling that she couldn't control Zhao Feng and couldn't see through him. Zhao Feng had obviously been forced to work together by her, but he was still calm and collected. He even took benefits from the 3 sections. Not only did this brat gain a lot, he also did business with her and the people from the Black Cliff Palace. He was doing very well. Yi Yanyu started to feel that she couldn't control Zhao Feng. Especially when Zhao Feng easily obtained the Tree Yao essence fruit not long ago and caused Yu Luo's death. It wasn't hard for Zhao Feng to guess what Yi Yanyu was thinking. Since she didn't do anything, he could only deal with it himself. The opponents in the Purple Saint Ruins were all strong and Zhao Feng relied on his intelligence to take benefits from the 3 sects. Hee, are all the geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect so useless? Zhao Feng's light laughter was filled with mockery. Useless? The Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace who were watching a good show were both stunned. If even the geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect were to be called useless, then how could the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace who had always been suppressed by the Pure Moon spiritual sect endure it? Useless? Country bumpkin. Don't be arrogant. If you don't give us an explanation, even if senior brother Li Hong doesn't make a move, we won't let you go. Zhao Feng's words instantly aroused the anger of the Pure Moon spiritual sect geniuses present. The crowd was indignant. Zhao Feng practically offended all the Pure Moon spiritual sect disciples with one sentence. Ha ha ha, then let me ask you, who is the real murderer who killed Yu Luo? Zhao Feng laughed. The real murderer? The geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect were stunned. Soon after, many people shifted their gazes towards the towering tree demon in the depths of the forest. It's a tree demon. Someone said subconsciously. TSK, TSK. Mr. Li Hong, and the 2 brothers from before, now that the real murderer is right before your eyes, why don't you go to kill the tree demon and avenge your good brothers but come to me, the victim, for trouble? Zhao Feng said with a teasing and playful tone. He deliberately emphasized the words culprit and victim. The real culprit was the towering tree demon. That was the truth. Zhao Feng was indeed being chased by Yu Luo. The victim, that was also the truth. Ha ha ha, to bully the weak and fear the strong, isn't this a sign of the Pure Moon spiritual sect being useless? Zhao Feng threw his head back and laughed. Li Hong was speechless, including the 2 male disciples who attacked Zhao Feng. Their faces went red and green. With that said, even the other Pure Moon spiritual sect disciples felt their faces go red. The real murderer was right in front of them, but they didn't try to get rid of him and instead chose to find trouble with a victim. No matter how they looked at it, this didn't make sense. It was a classic case of bullying the weak and fearing the strong. After all, the Pure Moon spiritual sect was a righteous sect. A righteous sect was one that followed the orthodox moral values. It was because of this that Zhao Feng worked with the Pure Moon spiritual sect and didn't even consider the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace. Ha! The Pure Moon spiritual sect has lost all face. They're just a bunch of hypocrites who bully the weak. The Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace disciples started to mock them. As enemies, they didn't mind mocking the Pure Moon spiritual sect. The Pure Moon spiritual sect disciples all had ugly expressions. Yi Yanyu's eyebrows furrowed as she felt embarrassed. Brother Li Hong, I have an agreement with Zhao Feng. As for this person, we'll think about it after the ruins opens. Li Hong's face was filled with unwillingness after losing face in front of everyone. Brat, I'll only attack you once because of Sister Yi. As soon as Li Hong's words finished, he thrust out a palm towards Zhao Feng. This change made Yi Yanyu's expression change and she wanted to stop it but it was too late. Li Hong had lost face in front of everyone and obviously wanted to teach Zhao Feng a lesson in one move or even kill him in a fit of anger. Crackle. Li Hong's palm drew out a deep blue ripple of lightning. It had both the flexibility of water and the powerful destructive power of lightning. It was a combination of hardness and softness, and it could be said to be perfect. Because there were people nearby, Li Hong controlled his attack to the extreme and didn't let it spread more than 1 yard. The power of this palm can definitely kill anyone under the true lord rank. If Zhao Feng used normal methods such as cultivation, the 3-flowered treasured lotus and bloodline power, he could barely block it. However, he decided to be strong to the end. Fuck off. Zhao Feng roared as an indescribably terrifying aura exploded from his body. In that instant, 1/10 of the water moon pirate's source of true spirit started to burn. Burning his source of true spirit would increase his battle power by several times. If it was a normal true mystic rank, the power from burning his source of true spirit was too strong and his cultivation wasn't high enough to control it. However, the key point was that Zhao Feng's mental energy level had reached the early stages of the true lord rank. He could control the chaotic power from burning his source of true spirit, and adding on the fact that his body had been strengthened by the water heart pulse and Triyao essence fruit, it wasn't any weaker than normal true lord ranks. Shua, Zhao Feng waved his hand and hundreds of flowers seemed to bloom, then suddenly burst into flames like fireworks. Burning his source of true spirit. Not good. Everyone watch out. Yi Yenyu's figure suddenly flashed, and with a wave of her hand, she created a layer of flowing moonlight that separated the power of the clash between Zhao Feng and Lin Feng. Peng peng. A bottomless hole was left on the ground and extended 10 yards in just a breath. Half of the power was blocked by Yi Yenyu. This was under the situation where the power was concentrated, or else everything within a mile radius would have been flattened. Several disciples of the Pure Moon spiritual sect were sent flying by the wave of air. Amidst the surging dust, an electric phantom flashed. One of the figures chuckled and landed beside Yi Yenyu. Brat! I'll kill you. Li Hong's enraged voice sounded from the dust. Li Hong's figure flew out in a sorry state. His clothes and hair were in a mess. The disciples of the 3 sects were all stunned. In the clash just then, Zhao Feng seemed to have the upper hand. On the other hand, although Li Hong wasn't injured, he was in a ruffled state as if he had been tricked. Stop! Yi Yenyu had a cold expression on her face as she let out a soft shout. With a wave of her hand, a wave of moonlight rippled out and blasted Li Hong several meters away. Sister Yi, you're protecting an outsider. Li Hong's eyes were red as he hated Zhao Feng. However, he was also wary of Yi Yenyu's strength even if she was injured and not at her peak state. Zhao Feng stood next to Yi Yenyu and was certain that Yi Yenyu wouldn't just stand by and watch. Firstly, Yi Yenyu said that she had an agreement with Zhao Feng and reminded Li Hong. Li Hong attacking Zhao Feng was not giving Yi Yenyu face. Secondly, Li Hong said he would only use 1 move, but didn't keep his promise and made the Pure Moon spiritual sect lose face again. It could be said that in such a short period of time, Li Hong had made the Pure Moon spiritual sect lose face. Even Yi Yenyu couldn't take it anymore. Haven't you lost enough face? Yi Yenyu's face was cold. Li Hong seemed to have realized his impulsiveness. He did promise to only use 1 move against Zhao Feng and he went against Yi Yenyu's wishes. At this moment, the other disciples of the Pure Moon spiritual sect felt ashamed. Li Hong's heart was filled with grievance and anger. If you have the time, you should think of a way to get rid of the towering tree Yao. That way, you can take revenge for brother Yu Luo and also gain a lot. Yi Yenyu regained her composure and tried to persuade him. Sister Yi, you're right. The most important thing now is to get rid of the real culprit. As for this kid, we'll deal with him after the ruins are over. Li Hong finally calmed down. His promise of 1 move had been fulfilled. If he continued to attack Zhao Feng, it would be a joke. The storm finally calmed down. This blue-haired youth isn't simple. Zhuang Wan, from the Moon Demon Palace, stared at the youth next to Yi Yenyu with a calm expression. Yi Yanyu also glanced deeply at Zhao Feng. The source of true spirit that Zhao Feng had just burned was obviously different from his own qi of true spirit. Li Hong's attack wasn't completely useless. At least he found out one of Zhao Feng's hidden cards. There was another source of true spirit hidden within Zhao Feng's body. Although it wasn't at the true lord rank, it had reached the peak true mystic rank. Once Zhao Feng burned this source of true spirit, he would definitely be able to threaten those at the true lord rank. I already said that this kid isn't simple. No wonder he wasn't scared when he traded with us. Qi Gui's expression was solemn and he felt lucky that he didn't attack Zhao Feng. That Li Hong just attacked casually and didn't use his full strength. That's why I counterattacked. Zhao Feng's heart was clear. Soon after, the geniuses of the three sects gathered together and started to discuss how to deal with the towering tree Yao. The towering tree demon was injured by the foe god's protection, and a gap appeared in its defense. Under this situation, killing the towering tree Yao was several times easier than before. Zhao Feng yawned as if he wasn't interested. Even if he killed the towering tree Yao, he wouldn't be able to get the wood spirit essence soul unless he wanted to fight against the geniuses of the three sections. Right at this moment, Brother Zhao Feng. A familiar female voice sounded in Zhao Feng's mind. Who's there? Zhao Feng jumped up in fright and felt that the voice was familiar. It seemed to be Zhao Yufei. But why would Zhao Yufei's voice appear in his mind? In the next instant, Shua! A blurry figure appeared in Zhao Feng's mind. It was Zhao Yufei. The Zhao Yufei in his mind smiled faintly. Brother Zhao Feng. I'm the inheritor of the Purple Saint Ruins, but if I want to truly control the ruins, I might need your help. Chapter 422. Limitless Ocean. This was a vast space outside of the continent. The misty ocean seemed to stretch endlessly, as if it could be traced back to the origin of the ancient immemorial era. Far away, an enormous mountain like a desolate beast stood in the misty ocean and took up a radius of several hundred miles. At the summit of the towering mountain, there were flickering lights and passing shadows, bursts of multicolored light. There was a simple and unadorned plaza and an elegant and luxurious palace hall. The most eye-catching was the arena in the middle and the giant stands that floated like meteors. In terms of size, this place was more than 10 times bigger than the ancient arena of the sacred True Dragon Gathering. At this point in time, a mirror-like grand phantom image appeared in front of the towering mountain peak. It was beautiful and varied, rippling in waves. These images were several times bigger than the inheritance images from the sacred True Dragon Gathering and were much clearer. The difference was, there was only a gigantic projection here. Moreover, he could see a few clear fragments of images in that huge phantom image. These images seemed to come from the other side of space and seemed like a mirage, but it was so real. One of the scryer images showed the scene inside a mysterious canyon, especially the huge, towering tree demon. There were also some tiny figures nearby, but it wasn't very clear. On the peak of the mountain there were many figures with powerful auras, but they were silent. In the sky, the three indescribable, mighty forces were like three gods that suppressed this part of the world, causing gods and ghosts to avoid them. There was no strong aura nor ripple of yuan qi. There was only a pressure that came from the soul that suppressed one's thoughts. In front of these three magnificent powers, even the heaven-earth yuan qi seemed to be restricted. The figures on the peak of the mountain looked up at the source of the three magnificent powers as if they were worshipping a god. There were 2 men and 1 woman among the 3 great existences of nothingness. They were, a golden skeleton filled with death aura sat on a throne made of white bones. A pure and holy moon-robed female that was like a goddess of the moon and stars surrounded by mist. It was a demonic deity shrouded in black energy. It was as dark as ink, like a collapsing black hole. At first glance, the 3 mighty forces were like 3 illusory deities that ruled the world. The energy loss from the Purple Saint ruins is more than 10 times greater than before. A few areas of the relic are already showing obvious weaknesses. In the middle of the room was a pure and dignified woman in a moon robe. Her voice was like the sounds of nature, lingering in the room. Zhe, Saint Moon Ant Goddess, looks like your Pure Moon spiritual sect also wants to take the Purple Saint ruins for yourself. The golden skeleton said in a lifeless voice. Last time, the broken spirit energy in the Purple Saint ruins could last for close to 100 years. Looking at it now, it'll last at most 20 years. If our 3 sects join hands, we might be able to force our way in. The pitch-black demonic man said in a domineering manner. Attack the Purple Saint ruins. The expressions of the other 2 mighty existences changed slightly. They were a little tempted, but it was clear that they were even more fearful. On the mountain peak below, some of the experts and mighty figures also vaguely heard the conversation in the sky, and all of them were shocked. The Purple Saint ruins was one of the higher-ranked inheritances and the previous owner was 1 step away from the heavenly divine realm. For normal sects, being able to send someone in to receive an inheritance was already a rare opportunity. Perhaps only the 3 2-star sects had the ability to attack the Purple Saint ruins. The Purple Saint ruins was an independent space and contained treasures, ancient beasts, and powerful inheritances. The value of this was immeasurable. If a force could control the Purple Saint ruins, it would be hard to imagine how much power they would gain. If the 3 sects join hands, it won't be hard to attack the Purple Saint ruins. But as long as the Purple Saint partial spirit is here, we can't act rashly. The moon-robed woman's face was cold and solemn. Of the 3 existences, her aura was the strongest. She said slowly, even though the Purple Knight Saint Lord's remnant spirit has lost more than 90% of its power after 10,000 years, and its control over the relic is getting weaker and weaker, it has fused with the core of the relic and can make the relic collapse with a thought. The consequences are unimaginable. The golden skeleton and the demonic man fell into silence and didn't refute. Although the 3 sects could break through the Purple Saint ruins together, it wasn't worth it to force it. After all, the master of the remnant spirit was left behind by the Purple Knight Saint Lord, who had shaken the myriad sects in the universe in the past. How could it be attacked by external forces? Then what do you think we should do? The golden skeleton asked. Although we can't attack by force, we can try to speed up the loss of the partial spirit's power. As long as we wait a dozen years or even shorter, we'll be able to enter the ruins. The moon-robed woman smiled. The golden skeleton and the demonic man nodded their heads. The Purple Saint ruins couldn't be attacked by force and could only be slowly exhausted. A dozen years might be the time it took for them to cultivate in seclusion. But this time, the Purple Saint partial spirit seems to have predicted that she's about to die and used a method to forcefully open a path to the other side. Worry appeared on the moon-robed woman's face. You're worried that, the Purple Saint partial spirit will use up a large amount of her power to choose a successor? The golden skeleton said. That's right. From the looks of it, there seems to be 1 or 2 outsiders that have entered the ruins. One has to know that the ancestors of our 3 sects are related to the Purple Knight Saint Lord, which is why they have the right to enter the ruins. The moon-robed woman nodded her head. After so many years, has there not been a single genius that the Purple Saint partial spirit has chosen and taken over the ruins? The demonic man shook his head impatiently. The 3 great sects had existed for a long time. After so many generations, there were countless geniuses among them. Apparently, the Purple Knight Saint Lord had a faint bloodline of the 10,000 ancient races. Her standard for choosing a successor probably requires a corresponding bloodline of the 10,000 ancient races. 10,000 ancient races? What a joke! How could such a mythical bloodline that had been passed down from the primeval age appear so easily? We've only heard of one in the past 10,000 years, and we don't know where it went. That's right, the 10,000 ancient races all have heaven-defying bloodlines. For example, the Heaven's Legacy Inheritance's Heaven's Legacy race has split the main inheritance into countless branches that reflect the fan universe. There's also the Light race, ranked 7th in the 10,000 ancient races. Apparently, they're the embodiment of light and control the power of time. The fall of a certain light race caused thousands of years to fly by in an instant, almost breaking the cultivation civilization. When talking about the 10,000 ancient races, the three present felt their hearts beat faster. Even the Purple Knight Saint Lord only had a faint bloodline of the 10,000 ancient races. Purple Saint Ruins. Within the mysterious canyon, the geniuses of the three sects were discussing their plan to attack the towering tree Yao. There were 5 true Lord ranks and dozens of true mystic ranks present. However, Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan, who were the strongest, were both heavily injured. If Brother Lu Tianyi arrives, our chances of killing the towering tree Yao will increase dramatically. We can wait for him and send people to find him. Yi Yanyu suggested. When she used the Void God protection before, she believed that Lu Tianyi would be able to sense it as long as he wasn't too far away. The senses are suppressed in the Purple Saint Ruins and that Lu Tianyi hasn't shown himself. Who knows what inheritance is restricting him? Maybe Lu Tianyi has already entered the ruins' treasured palace. We can't wait too long. The Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace immediately objected. Lu Tianyi's strength was monstrous, and if he arrived, even the Black Cliff Palace and Moon Demon Palace could only stand to the side. Chapter 423. Once the towering tree demon is killed, this weak point will become even more obvious, and it might even become a flaw. If it's too big, those outside can enter the ruins and interfere with my inheritance. Hearing this, Zhao Feng's expression became solemn. You mean, you want me to stop the three sect's disciples from attacking the towering tree Yao? He couldn't help but take a deep breath. At this moment, the towering tree Yao had suffered an attack from the Void God protection, leaving behind an obvious weakness. The three sect's disciples were determined to get it. If Zhao Feng tried to stop them, he would have to fight the three sect's disciples. Brother Zhao Feng can't do it by himself, but Sister Zai will do her best to make the ruins' treasured palace descend. However, Sister Purple Knight will try her best to make the ruins' treasured palace descend. It can protect the sky towering tree and give Brother Zhao Feng a chance to inherit it. Zhao Yufei explained. Hearing this, Zhao Feng let out a breath. He didn't think that this mysterious canyon would be one of the sources of the ruins' power and have such an important position. Once the towering ancient tree was cut down, the weak point of the source of power would expand, and there might even be a flaw. Therefore, Brother Zhao Feng just needs to delay the three sects before the ruins' treasured palace descends. Zhao Yufei added. Zhao Feng nodded his head. His task was to help, and if he couldn't complete it, then there was nothing he could do. The main force was the ruins' treasured palace. Once the ruins' treasured palace descended, Zhao Feng would be able to touch the core of the Purple Saint Ruins and even obtain his inheritance. With Zhao Yufei's help, Zhao Feng's chances would be much higher than the others. When will the ruins' treasured palace descend? Zhao Feng asked. A few hours at least, a day at most. Zhao Yufei answered. In his mind. Through talking with Zhao Yufei, Zhao Feng had a better understanding of the Purple Saint Ruins. So, the owner of the Purple Saint Ruins, the Purple Saint Partial Spirit's will, was about to disappear. The purpose of the Purple Saint Partial Spirit's existence was to find an inheritance for its master. But until now, it had not found a suitable candidate. Just as it was about to reach the end of its lifespan, it vaguely sensed a suitable candidate during the most recent relic opening. Hence, the Purple Saint Partial Spirit didn't care about the price she had to pay to make the inheritance projection appear in the Azure Flower continent. Because the grade of the Purple Saint Ruins inheritance was high, it wasn't like the Heaven's Legacy inheritance, which was a small inheritance, so it faced a strong rejection from heaven and earth. Luckily, the power of the Purple Saint ruins was similar to Zhao Yufei's and they had a strange compatibility. This was why they were able to reach the Azure Flower continent. Big brother Zhao Feng, if you have any other requests, you can tell me. Sister Zai will do her best to satisfy you. Zhao Yufei suddenly said. Zhao Feng fell into deep thought. The Purple Saint partial spirit had lost control of the ruins, or else she would be able to enter the ruins' treasured palace with a thought and send away the disciples of the three sects with another thought. It was obvious that the Purple Saint partial spirit was at the end of her rope and had lost a lot of control over the ruins. In this way, can I remove the suppression of the relic space on my senses? After some analysis, Zhao Feng made a request that he thought could be fulfilled. Sure. A while later, Zhao Yufei gave an answer. Schwa. Zhao Feng felt his mental energy senses lighten and the suppression from the ruins disappeared. He couldn't help but be overjoyed. Without the suppression, his god's spiritual eye would be able to unleash even more power. This way, Zhao Feng's senses would be on a higher level. Being in the ruins, his senses would be even stronger than Sovereign's. At the same time, Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye caught a wisp of mysterious power that entered his mental energy world. Insight. Zhao Feng opened his god's spiritual eye and caught a wisp of this invisible power. Swoosh. In the next instant, Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye felt as if it could see through space. Within an elegant pavilion sat a young woman in a violet dress that was elegant like a celestial maiden. A boundlessly deep crystal key floated before her, and she was trying to refine it. Beside her, a beautiful and ethereal woman stood gracefully. She was like a ball of ethereal purple light. Although she wasn't a real entity, every frown and smile of hers had a kind of noble and otherworldly celestial aura. Hee, without the suppression of the ruins, it's indeed different. Zhao Feng smiled lightly. Through the god's spiritual eye, he caught a trace of the power and traced it back to the scene in the ruins' treasured palace. Only now did he realize that as his mental energy level increased, his god's spiritual eye's usage became stronger. The girl in purple was obviously Zhao Yufei. Without a doubt, the girl next to her was the Purple Saint partial spirit. How is this possible? The Purple Saint partial spirit looked at Zhao Feng in disbelief. More accurately speaking, she stared at the illusory eye of heaven above her head, but it disappeared with a swish, as if it was just an illusion. Mysterious canyon. Zhao Feng's consciousness returned to his body. Just now, the reason why he launched a counter-tracking and spied on the situation on the other end was mainly to determine Zhao Yufei's specific situation. Who could be sure that Zhao Yufei wasn't being threatened and was just accepting the inheritance? Zhao Feng's thoughts were meticulous and he only did this out of caution. However, he didn't think about how much of an impact the Eye of Heaven had on the Purple Saint partial spirit. Schwa. The Purple Saint partial spirit and Zhao Yufei appeared in his mind. What else? After confirming that Zhao Yufei was safe, Zhao Feng relaxed. That eye of yours. The Purple Saint partial spirit was puzzled. What's wrong? Zhao Feng was puzzled, but his heart soon moved. The owner of this ruin was a mystic light realm expert, so his knowledge were definitely different. Maybe the Purple Saint partial spirit would be able to see the origin of his eye. Thinking up to here, Zhao Feng was filled with anticipation as he waited for the Purple Saint partial spirit to continue. I only have a small portion of Master's memories. If Master was here, he might be able to see the origin of your eye. However, the Purple Saint partial spirit's eyebrows furrowed and she didn't say anything. Zhao Feng was speechless. Although your bloodline doesn't belong to the 10,000 ancient races, your left eye is definitely related to the 10,000 ancient races. The Purple Saint partial spirit said with joy. Hearing this, Zhao Feng didn't feel anything. He didn't even know what the 10,000 ancient races was. What Zhao Feng cared about was whether he could find an inheritance that was suitable for him in the ruins' treasured palace. I'm very sorry, but your I bloodline can't find an inheritance that's suitable here. You should be more suitable for the 8 Great God I inheritance or the ancient Tao of the Soul inheritance. Of course, the ruins treasured palace does have an inheritance that's suitable for you, or an inheritance that's suitable for your bloodline. The Purple Saint Partial Spirit said regretfully. Finally. That's not bad. Zhao Feng let out a breath. During the sacred True Dragon gathering, he didn't find an inheritance that was suitable for him. Luckily, the Purple Saint Ruins had an inheritance that was suitable for Zhao Feng and an inheritance that was suitable for his bloodline. Zhao Feng was satisfied with just 1 or 2 points. This trip wasn't a waste. If he could help Zhao Yufei become the inheritor of the ruins, then Zhao Feng's gains would far exceed his expectations. A while later, Zhao Feng understood most of the information and cut off the connection with Zhao Feng and the Purple Saint Partial Spirit. What I need to do now is wait for the ruins treasured palace and stall for time so that the 3 sects don't finish off the towering tree Yao. Zhao Feng's heart calmed down. At this point in time, Li Hong was leading the disciples of the 3 sects to attack the towering tree Yao. Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan were both resting. The only true Lord ranks participating were Li Hong and Mo Gan from the Black Cliff Palace. The 2 true Lord ranks led 20 to 30 geniuses and attacked the towering tree Yao's weakness time after time. Ha ha ha. This towering tree Yao isn't as strong as I thought. Li Hong was at the very front and sent waves of water and lightning onto the branches of the towering tree Yao. The disciples at the back also launched attacks to their heart's content. The attack from the Void God protection opened up a gap for the disciples of the 3 sects. There's basically no branches in this area and the towering tree Yao can only take hits. Zhao Feng's eyebrows furrowed as his expression became solemn. It wasn't that Li Hong was strong or that he was a good leader, but that he had picked up a bargain. One could only say that the might of the strike from the foe god protection was too strong. It cleared a path for the 3 sects, clearing a large number of obstacles in their way. Zhao Feng looked over and saw that the broken trunk of the towering tree Yao was exposed. It was covered in scorch marks. Bam! 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 Boom! The attacks of the 3 sects landed on the trunk of the towering tree Yao. Luckily, the towering tree Yao's defense was still strong and the trunk was the strongest part of it. Although Li Hong was a late-stage True Lord rank, his attacks were countered by the towering tree Yao's grass power. However, the disciples of the 3 sects had the advantage in numbers. If they continued to attack the same place, it would be like ants biting an elephant to death. In the end, the towering tree demon would be threatened. I can't just sit here and wait. Thinking up to here, Zhao Feng's figure flashed. What do you want to do? Yi Yanyu suddenly opened her eyes and stared coldly at him. I'm sorry about Yu Luo's death. I, Xiao, am willing to help the Pure Moon spiritual sect get rid of the towering tree demon. Zhao Feng seemed to be in high spirits. Hearing this, Yi Yanyu's eyebrows furrowed and she was suspicious. She didn't believe that Zhao Feng would be so kind. That fellow had been getting all sorts of benefits from the 3 sects, but he had never suffered any losses. Would he help the Pure Moon spiritual sect for free? Okay, go. Don't forget the agreement. Don't leave 3 miles away from me. Yi Yanyu agreed. After all, Zhao Feng's suggestion was open and he was willing to test the towering tree Yao. She couldn't reject it. In the dark, Yi Yanyu sent someone to tell Li Hong to be wary of Zhao Feng. You guys pay attention to this person. Yi Yanyu ordered another 2 people. As they interacted, Yi Yanyu found that it was hard to control and suppress Zhao Feng. She couldn't see through his motives. Chapter 424. As soon as Zhao Feng moved, he was targeted by several geniuses of the Pure Moon spiritual sect. So. The two male disciples that had a conflict with Xiao Feng before stood on his left and right, following Xiao Feng in the name of protecting the guest. Thanks for the trouble. Xiao Feng seemed to be enjoying it. Yi Yanyu, who was resting behind, stared at Xiao Feng's back as he walked further and further away. For some reason, she vaguely felt that something was wrong. With every step Xiao Feng took, that feeling was getting stronger and stronger. Ever since Yu Luo's death, Yi Yanyu had a feeling that made her wary and suspicious of Xiao Feng. At this moment, her attention was completely focused on Xiao Feng's figure. That elegant blue-haired silhouette was extremely mysterious in his field of vision. As if he had sensed something, the blue-haired youth turned around and glanced at her with a faint smile. That mysterious left eye was dark blue and deep like a boundless cold abyss, and it seemed to be able to see through her dress and see through all the secrets in her body. At that instant, Yi Yanyu's heart trembled as a cold feeling spread throughout her body, as if she had been stripped naked. Xiao Feng glanced deeply at Yi Yanyu before slowly approaching Li Hong and the others who were attacking the towering tree Yao. Brother Li, quickly kill Xiao Feng. Yi Yanyu's heart skipped a beat as her eyes flashed coldly and her voice sounded out. What? Kill Xiao Feng? The disciples of the Pure Moon spiritual sect looked at Yi Yanyu in confusion. Wasn't Xiao Feng and Yi Yanyu working together? Before, Yi Yanyu was protective of Xiao Feng, so why would she suddenly kill him? This sudden turn of events left many people dumbfounded. However, the people of Pure Moon spiritual sect all treated Yi Yanyu as the core and listened to her. Do it. The two male disciples following Xiao Feng seemed excited as they yelled and attacked Xiao Feng. Ha ha ha. Junior sister Yi. You've finally come around. I've long since found this kid an eyesore. Li Hong let out a long laugh. Without thinking, he turned around and chased after Xiao Feng. Although he did not understand Yi Yanyu's intentions, he was more than willing to kill Xiao Feng. In fact, Yi Yanyu issued such an order based on her intuition. He recalled the various situations in which he had worked together with Xiao Feng. From the beginning when Xiao Feng had been coerced to using him as a protector and helping him cultivate in seclusion, he had benefited greatly from the narrow gap between the three sections. Although Yi Yanyu could not see the complete outline of the truth, she could see some things clearly. First of all, after following her, Xiao Feng's cultivation and strength had gradually increased, allowing him to obtain all sorts of benefits. Secondly, Xiao Feng's true strength and all kinds of invisible strategies made Yi Yanyu increasingly unable to see through him, and she gradually lost control of him. There was another important point. Anyone who went against Xiao Feng did not have a good ending, even if that person's cultivation wasn't high. Yu Luo went against Xiao Feng and died. Two male disciples had a conflict with Xiao Feng and were toyed with. Li Hong had wanted to kill Xiao Feng, but he had lost face in front of everyone and he had even suffered a hidden loss. At this moment, Xiao Feng volunteered to help Li Hong and the others. Yi Yanyu felt an inexplicable sense of danger, especially when Xiao Feng looked back with a deep meaning. Yi Yanyu was decisive. She felt that something was wrong and immediately ordered to attack Xiao Feng. This woman has such sharp intuition. Ever since Yu Luo died, she has been suspicious. Xiao Feng did not expect Yi Yanyu to be so decisive to attack him. This woman was ruthless. Kid, hurry up and surrender. Two male disciples pounced towards Xiao Feng from the left and right. Xiao Feng looked down and saw that he had already entered the range of the towering ancient tree's roots. Keep him busy. Yi Yanyu gave the order from the back and also quickly flew over. She knew that Xiao Feng's movement technique was extremely fast and his strength was stronger than the two male disciples. The most important thing now was for the two male disciples to keep Xiao Feng busy for a moment, or even a few breaths' time. That would be enough to buy time for Yi Yanyu and Li Hong. The two male disciples' faces stiffened. They obeyed Yi Yanyu's order and didn't get too close to Xiao Feng, keeping him busy. Mockery appeared on Zhao Feng's face, as if he was looking at an ant. Plop! Plop! The two male disciples fell from the sky. Before they could land, some roots drilled out of the soil and tied them up. Ah! The two's cries came to a stop as they became new nourishment for the towering ancient tree. The geniuses of the three sects were stunned and their eyes widened. What was going on? How did two peak true mystic rank geniuses land on the ground? Zhao Feng didn't even do anything and only glanced at them. Mental energy eye technique. One glance made them fall into the abyss. Qi Gui, who was resting at the back, exclaimed as he saw through the situation. See! The geniuses from the Pure Moon spiritual sect couldn't help but take in a cold breath. Zhao Feng. You killed two of my Pure Moon spiritual sect disciples. Yu Luo was indeed killed by you. You've hidden yourself well. Yi Yenyu's face went cold and her killing intent almost materialized. Killing two peak true mystic rank geniuses with just a glance was something even normal true lord ranks couldn't do. Zhao Feng not only hid himself well, he was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Kid! Looks like you're the one who killed Yu Luo. Don't even think about leaving. Hand over your life. Li Hong's eyes went red and his eyes were filled with killing intent. Chio! Zhao Feng's body flashed with azure lightning like a god of lightning. The Yin shadow cloak on his back flapped and his speed rose once more. In terms of speed, Zhao Feng wasn't much slower than Li Hong, who was at the late stages of the true mystic rank. Shua! Shua! In the blink of an eye, Zhao Feng formed more than a dozen figures in the air. Some were illusions while others were Yin shadow doppelgangers. By the time Li Hong arrived, all the lightning arcs in the area had disappeared. Zhao Feng's true body had already concealed itself in the forest, his whereabouts unknown. I actually let him run. Li Hong's face was full of coldness and his killing intent twisted. Shua! Suddenly, a faint figure of Zhao Feng appeared near the ground and was running away. Bastard! Die! The killing intent and anger in Li Hong's heart exploded as he leapt towards Zhao Feng. At this moment, Li Hong's emotions exploded and covered his mind, causing him to ignore the danger of the roots nearby. Seeing Li Hong get closer to the ground, the roots under the ground didn't move and hid. What's going on? Li Hong is the same as Yu Luo and charging towards the ground. Yu Luo was blinded by greed and Li Hong was filled with hatred and anger. The spectating disciples felt that something wasn't right. Li Hong, watch out! The expression of Yi Yenyu, who was chasing after him, changed drastically as she cried out. Her voice was like thunder that resounded in Li Hong's mind. Break! Yi Yenyu waved her jade-like hand, and a ripple of moonlight shot through the air and slashed apart Zhao Feng's figure. So, that was just a Yin shadow doppelganger. Li Hong woke up from a dream and found that he was extremely close to the ground and had even entered the attack range of the roots. Chio chio chio. A patch of roots broke through the ground and wrapped around him. Li Hong let out a loud shout, and his whole body burst out with lightning and water. The blue lightning under his feet suddenly exploded, and his whole body turned into a thunderbolt. He shook off the roots of the tree monster, and flew into the clouds with a shio sound. At the critical moment, Li Hong used his secret technique and narrowly escaped death. So close. Having survived the calamity, his back was drenched in cold sweat, and he felt a lingering fear. Unfortunate. What a good chance. In the shadows of the forest, Zhao Feng stood in the dirt and felt slightly regretful. His eye of the heart was about to hit Li Hong, but it was seen through by Yi Yenyu. Just then, because of Li Hong's anger and killing intent, a flaw appeared in his mental state and Zhao Feng's eye of the heart took advantage of it. If it wasn't for Yi Yenyu, the Pure Moon spiritual sect would have lost a late-stage true lord rank genius. The weird thing was, Zhao Feng stood in the ground and wasn't attacked by the towering tree Yao. Yi Yenyu's cold eyes locked onto Zhao Feng's location. Obviously, her state of mind, as well as her various abilities, were stronger than Li Hong's. Zhao Feng knew how terrifying Yi Yenyu was, and his figure flashed as he went deeper into the towering tree Yao. Why isn't he attacked by the towering tree Yao? Yi Yenyu's eyebrows furrowed, but she didn't chase after Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng was in the towering tree Yao's attack range and wasn't attacked. The others didn't have this privilege. Sang. 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 Zhao Feng's figure leapt onto the towering tree Yao's branches. What's going on? Why isn't the towering tree Yao attacking him? This guy isn't just weird. The geniuses of the three sects were flabbergasted as they watched Zhao Feng walk on the towering tree Yao. It was as if the towering tree Yao ignored him. Tang. Zhao Feng landed on a thick branch of the towering tree Yao and faintly nodded his head. Towering tree Yao, let's fight side by side. Wu, the towering tree Yao's branches trembled and a mental energy fluctuation sounded. I thought that Lord Purple Saint's reinforcements would at least be at the true Lord rank. But you're just a small fry. The towering tree Yao was slightly disappointed. Hee, towering tree demon, if I can help you repel this group of people and help you recover at least half of your injuries, I will be able to help you. How will you repay me? Zhao Feng smiled. The towering tree Yao obviously looked down on him. However, this was normal as Zhao Feng's cultivation wasn't high enough. He needed to be at least at the true Lord rank to enter the towering tree Yao's eyes. These guys have 5 true Lord ranks and dozens at the true spirit realm. Do you think you alone can help me push them back and help me recover half of my injuries? Junior, don't you think too highly of yourself? You've underestimated the attack of the Nihility God's protection. The towering tree Yao murmured. Stop. Zhao Feng interrupted the towering tree Yao. If I can do it, can you use your wood spirit essence soul to help me comprehend and cultivate? If you can really do it, it's the same as helping me pass a calamity. What's wrong with using my wood spirit essence soul to help you comprehend and cultivate? The towering tree Yao agreed. Chapter 426. Mysterious Canyon, Forest. The auras of the 10 true Lord ranks spread across heaven and earth. The clouds in the sky were filled with different auras of different elements. At this point in time, there were more than 100 geniuses from the 3 sections. Human, looks like the other half of your promise won't be fulfilled. I won't be able to escape this calamity. The sorrowful voice of the towering tree Yao resounded in Zhao Feng's ears. Under normal situations, even if there were twice as many true Lord ranks, they wouldn't be able to do anything to the towering tree Yao. However, the towering tree Yao had opened a gap with the void god protection. There was no barrier in that direction and the trunk was injured and hadn't healed yet. This meant that the geniuses of the 3 sects could attack the trunk of the towering tree Yao without any obstruction. Although the trunk was the strongest part of the towering tree Yao, it couldn't block the attacks of numbers. In this gap, the towering tree Yao could only take hits and couldn't even fight back. Even those at the origin core realm wouldn't be able to block it. Zhao Feng stood expressionlessly in the dense foliage. It's indeed more troublesome than I imagined. Compared to the towering tree Yao, Zhao Feng was much calmer. Human, do you have a plan or not? What do I need to do? Maybe Zhao Feng's calmness gave the towering tree Yao a sliver of hope. Although the towering tree Yao was stronger, it was in a situation where it couldn't do anything. So, the only sliver of hope was on Zhao Feng. Wait for them to come. Zhao Feng didn't want to explain too much. He opened his god's spiritual eye and inspected the situation of the 10 true Lord ranks. Under the god's spiritual eye, every true Lord rank's cultivation, skill, and state of injuries were all visible. 10 True Lord ranks. 3 late-stage True Lord ranks, 4 early-stage True Lord ranks and 3 early-stage True Lord ranks. Zhao Feng murmured. In reality, of the 10 True Lord ranks, only those at the late-stage True Lord rank, or more accurately, Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan, made Zhao Feng wary. Yi Yanyu and Zhuang Wan, were stronger than normal late-stage True Lord ranks and were comparable to the deputy patriarch of the Iron Blood religion. In a one-on-one fight, Zhao Feng had no confidence in facing one of them. Of course, the current situation was no longer a one-on-one problem. Zhao Feng was about to be ganged up on. It had begun. So the 10 True Lord ranks led the 100 True Spirit Realm geniuses towards the gap. The power of the Void God's protection cleared all the obstacles at the gap, revealing the trunk of the towering tree demon that had yet to fully recover. Attack! The 10 True Lord ranks all used long-range skills and secret techniques towards the trunk of the tree Yao. At the True Lord rank, even if they weren't in close combat, they could easily hit their target from 100 yards away. Peng peng boom, the trunk of the towering tree demon took the barrage of attacks head-on and the leaves around it trembled. Behind the 10 True Lord ranks were many geniuses at the True Spirit Realm, and their attacks were enough to instantly destroy a small clan. There was no skill or strategy, only the simplest, human wave tactic. The towering tree demon's life force was extremely strong, and it could still take the attacks of the 10 True Lord ranks and the 100 True Spirit Realm geniuses for a while. Human, quickly think of something. I can only take the attacks and will die in less than 2 hours. The towering tree demon's voice was hurried. Do these guys think I don't exist? Zhao Feng stood on the branches and inspected the attacks of the 3 sets. Soon, he started to understand the intentions of the 3 sets. As long as the towering tree demon was killed, Zhao Feng would lose his protection, and at that point in time, wouldn't it be easy? Therefore, if Zhao Feng didn't attack, the 10 True Lord ranks wouldn't bother with him. Let's begin. Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye suddenly opened. His deep blue left eye was like a bottomless abyss that extended infinitely. Schwa! The hearts of some of the experts at the True Spirit Realm shook. Kill. Hand over the wood spirit essence soul. Ah. Senior brother. Why are you attacking me? The crowd suddenly broke into chaos. Some of the experts at the True Spirit Realm lost control of their emotions and attacked the disciples next to them. Whoosh! 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 Blood splattered, and several disciples of the 3 sects were ambushed and killed by the disciples next to them. Eye of the Heart. Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye scanned across the crowd. In a short while, 4 or 5 disciples of the 3 sects were controlled by Zhao Feng's Eye of the Heart and attacked the people next to them. Everyone watch out. The 3 sects were in chaos and everyone was in danger. No one under the True Lord rank could resist Zhao Feng's Eye of the Heart, and with just one glance, their emotions were controlled. Facing their senior brother who could betray them at any time, the disciples of the 3 sects didn't have the mood to attack the towering tree Yao. Eye of Illusion. Zhao Feng's attack didn't stop as his god's spiritual eye scanned across once more. Plop! Plop! 2 disciples of the 3 sects fell from the sky and landed on the ground. Shoo! Roots broke through the ground and tied up the 3 geniuses of the 3 sects and dragged them into the ground to become fertilizer. The 3 sects became more and more chaotic. Your Excellency Qigui. Yi Yenyu's eyes flashed as she looked towards Qigui of the Black Cliff Palace. Qigui was one of the 10 True Lord ranks and specialized in eye bloodlines. Leave him to me. Qigui harumphed as his nose ring loosened and he flew out. In reality, Qigui was also observing when Zhao Feng used his eye bloodline. This brat's eye bloodline is more of a mental energy type. Before I finish him off, those without a soul weapon should back off and not participate in the battle. Those below the peak true mystic rank shouldn't participate. Qi Gui ordered. As soon as he finished speaking, the 10 true lord ranks started to deploy. According to Qi Gui's orders, at least 2/3 of the people were pushed back. The other participating geniuses were all at the peak true mystic rank or had decent defensive soul items. Zhao Feng was about to continue attacking when he suddenly felt a wicked aura enter his soul. Black Wicked Eye. The white flames in Qi Gui's eye started to spin and condense into a mysterious dark dot. Separated by a large patch of leaves, the two looked at each other. The Black Wicked Eye and God's spiritual eye met for the first time. Outsider. Let me experience your eye bloodline. Qi Gui licked his lips as battle intent burned in his eyes. Thinking back to how his eye bloodline had lost to the other party in the void, he felt sullen and wanted to fight again. Now, the chance had finally come. Black Wicked Eye versus God's spiritual eye. The clash of eye bloodlines. When the dark dot in the middle of Qi Gui's Black Wicked Eye suddenly shook. In the next instant, the air was filled with a ghostly mist that stretched from Qi Gui's end to Zhao Feng's other end like a bridge. The disciples of the 3 sects couldn't even see the figures of Zhao Feng and Qi Gui. The ghost mist bridge pressed down on Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng instantly felt a ghastly aura of an evil spirit come from the ghost bridge and press down on him. His entire body was cold and gloomy. That power originated from the Black Evil Eye. Through the amplification of the ghost bridge, it penetrated through and attacked his body without any restraint. If it was an ordinary expert, the terrifying evil spirit and ghost Qi would have directly broken through their soul and turned them into a lifeless shell. Shua. A ghastly white ghost claw extended from the illusory ghost bridge, several dozen feet wide, and lunged at Zhao Feng. Such a large ghost claw could cover an entire room. Zhao Feng's body was locked onto by the ghost bridge and couldn't dodge. Worthy of being a 2-star sect, to be able to dig their eye bloodline to such a level. Zhao Feng opened his God's spiritual eye and observed the theory and techniques of Qi Gui's eye bloodline. Through the Black Wicked Eye, Qi Gui's control of the wicked ghost power had reached a peak and his attacks were godly and hard to defend against. Break. Zhao Feng circulated the freezing pond in the dimension of his left eye, which was the eye power of the God's spiritual eye, to fight against the ghost bridge.